Hey, we love that umbrella guy. All right. Thank you.
I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem under the name ThATuMBRELLAgUY. I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me. I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me. I'm a man.
You know what? I talk to your
Police or zombie problems? Your tortoise won't stop breakdancing?
Try blue tape.
The miracle of our age. Yay!
Who's the epic villain you miss the most? It's the umbrella guy listening to them crying as they pull the plug because their case is dying. It's falling apart, listen to them scream. Gotta laugh if they're stupid on my next live stream. The down who goes, another lawyer falls. Like reverse Pokemon, you gotta wreck them all. They just got nuked, their case turned to ash. And how they blame the plaintiff and beg the court for cash. And all the excuses, how is any of this real? They can sanction them, Your Honor, we cannot pay our bills. And for all those reasons and what you said about jail, I'm gonna change my arguments and blame Mr. Hales. Picture a lawyer so corrupt he lies about proof, about messages, about his own words. He even frames his lawsuits as other people's filings. Why? Because accountability isn't a word in their vocabulary. Who's the epic villain? Broadcasting coast to coast. Who's the epic villain you missed the most? It's that young umbrella guy.
It's the umbrella guy. Umbrella guy. How's it going, folks? Welcome to another day in the land of stupid. I swear, man, people not showing up for court. Potentially getting cost money. Interesting filings. It has been a day. How are you doing today, Megan, by the way?
I'm doing good. I'm doing all right. It's been a crazy day. It's almost like Christmas because the Laura Owens body cam footage dropped. So yeah, it's been like Christmas in, where are we, October?
Yeah, you got body cam footage. You got LMNOP, like went in a lot of people. She didn't. Anybody who tried to make the odds, obviously, you didn't. So sorry about that. But
hey, we did really good on our poll last night. By the way, the chat. You are the smartest chat on the internet because you called it. 57% of you, I think it was 57, said that the excuse would be emergency 911 hospital something, and you were all right.
Well, we got a little taste of what would happen yesterday when John Cook was like, "Oh, medical," So we kind of knew that was or it was probably going to happen anyway. I mean, you could see. Well, here, let's pull that up. I posted it over on Facebook here, so check it out. Here's the here's the message that John Cook was showcasing last night. Now they had already, so I guess this is fun to talk about now. Yesterday we couldn't see what the document was, but they'd filed a document right after noon. Now I'm not sure who's telling Lynette what her legal advice is on this stuff, but I can imagine that somebody is giving them advice saying, we want to take it this specific way, but don't file it until the very last minute. It sounds like a Bruce move, but again, can't say that 100%.
Over and over and over again. Do they have a different move?
Yeah,
I've never seen it. Besides going to the hospital and filing at the very last minute or even late.
Well, the thing with this too is that, we don't want to forget this is their case. Theirs. Like, this isn't a Jeremy Hale's case. Jeremy didn't bring this thing. This is hers 100%.
Mm-hmm.
So, just because the bill comes due after a little while, that's not his fault. What they're hoping, though, is they can push. They're hoping that they get the bankruptcy going again, and they're betting everything on getting every item dismissed on bankruptcy. That's what they're betting on. They're hoping they can delay until after that. And that's crazy, man. That's craziest, stupidest thing I've ever seen. But John Cook here yesterday, he was like, I just finished fencing in 3 sides of my property. I can only imagine. Well, what do we think he did that? My first thought was that he was rolling mud up on berms, much like a giant dung beetle. He's just rolling it up with his body.
Oh God.
I wonder what he's building it with. They keep saying they have no money. So, I mean, what's he going on Dead Dog Road and picking up old diapers and building a fort of them?
Maybe he's used the rotting lumber that's been sitting around for so long.
Maybe they can stack up piles of balding chickens. They can stack them.
They have enough trash. They could just make a trash fence.
I was looking something up, by the way. So here's the thing. Her 501c3?
Yeah.
Or, used to be her 501c3. She kept talking about reinstating it. Well, there's a little problem in there. How she was talking about getting rid of tortoises with the rehousing or really selling them, essentially, right? I don't believe can do it that way. I believe if you have an active 501c3 that you can't sell off items. So I don't think that 501c3 is going to come back anytime soon. I think there's going to be imps on getting rid of them. Now we'll see. We'll see if that actually happens. But here, I got to rate her real quick. Hey, what's up, kid? What are you doing? Is that a mermaid tail blanket?
Yeah. It makes you warm so you don't have to use a blanket.
I know, but you also don't have actual feet in that. It's a tail. Yeah. It's not made to walk in. Are you walking in it? Yeah, that's what I thought. Hey, yeah, you notice how you're barely able to walk?
I can jump.
Well, traversing the steps is probably not the safest thing.
How are we do this then?
How are you gonna do it? Maybe you should take the blanket off and then walk up the steps and then put the blanket back on. How's that sound?
But what if I trip?
That's why you take the blanket off so you don't trip.
Yeah, but blanket not on the stairs anymore.
Oh, when you're trying to carry it? Well, let's see. You have less chance of tripping carrying it than you do wearing it. You think it's funny? All right. Well, hey, say hi real quick. I see she's busting all her little moves. She's like, hey, and she's doing that fashion, the peace symbol thing. Hey, you're gonna fall on that for it.
That little laugh of hers is so cute.
I know she's
a little
cute.
giggle.
She knows she's cute. Like that's the funny thing.
I can barely walk.
I know. Yeah, she's trying to walk it now. She's got a little fishtail on right now. It's the funniest thing because she came shuffling down toward me. I was like, "What in the world is that?" You know.
I was always said he was this.
Well, I didn't notice you didn't have a foot. You had a unifoot, so you just had a tail. Don't call it a unifoot.
You called it a uniform.
Well, that's what it was. Hey, give me a hug real quick. Hey. Give me a hug.
It's coming off really
you-
fast.
Don't walk up the steps in that. You're going to fall.
What if I climb up the stairs?
No, you take it off and then you can put it back on, okay? Go. Go. Have fun. Be careful, though. Hey, you're going to fall on your face. If you fall on your face with that tail on, I'm going to be like, you know what happened, man. You know what happened. Don't call you a man? Okay, dude.
Are you on your live stream?
Huh?
Are you on your live stream tonight?
Yeah, I'm on Megan's with me. You can't hear her. She said,
Hey, Megan.
Hi, sweetie.
she said hi. Hey, by the way, you want to hear this real quick? I guess since you're walking toward the steps here. Look, there's Wheezy Wheels. Wheezy Wheels. I don't know why. I turned on the freaking monitor. I was like, she can't even see the monitor, right? What did I just do it for? Here, their Wheezy Wheels said, "Love you."
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Here.
I want to hold the phone.
I know you took my phone. I don't know if you can
I
read
took
that.
my dad's phone.
I know you do.
Look,
Yeah.
read maybe not. Read maybe not's chat.
Miss
Maybe
Money.
not has a message for her.
All right, give me a
It's
second.
important.
Yes. Here's maybe not. Maybe not says. First off, can you say thank you to maybe not?
Thank you, maybe not.
Says, hey, mermaids do not do stairs. That's right.
They don't.
That's
What
right.
if they did?
Huh? What if
They
they well, they
can't.
don't? It's in the tails. The tails. TALE or
Somebody
TAIL.
needs to watch The Little Mermaid. There's a whole song about it,
I can.
Yeah.
I can.
Yep.
I can. Swear
about the
by
wonders of feet.
Is
Yep.
that true?
I want to be where the
Yep.
Mhm.
Be.
So hey, Martin, by the way, can you say thank you?
You're on my hand.
Oh, sorry. Can you say thank you?
Thank you.
She put her hand on my chair and I went to lean over to show her. Martin says some money for you to get some British style fish and chips with mushy peas.
I didn't my candy.
She's like, why would I want that?
Mommy don't eat candy, but I'm
Mermaids.
a human. I'm a human with a little sleeping cover on.
Wait,
that looks
mermaids
like
don't eat candy? Are
A
you sure?
sleepy cover. Yeah.
Because
That's
mommies
cute.
don't
A
eat
sleepy
candy.
cover.
You them eat candy?
Who is that? Is that the floofy cat? It says the overlord send purse. It's in the purse to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you say thank you to Janice too?
Thank you, Denise.
It said love to you. That one's for you. Yeah, you haven't gotten to raid in a minute. You can tell she's feeling a lot better. You know?
Yeah, she does sound better.
She sounded like like really bad for a little while.
Well, they were
Dwayne,
so quiet.
Yeah.
They've been so quiet. I know they're not feeling good.
yeah,
This has been
yeah.
a
When there's no
yucky
raids,
sickness.
you know there's something. All right, well, give
Yeah.
me a hug.
Did you know that mommies don't eat candy because they're underwater and candy doesn't go in water well?
Really?
Yeah.
What do they eat then?
They'll eat. They'll eat little.
That stop you for a second. They I don't think that was a word. What did they eat?
um,
Do they eat fish, maybe?
They'll live with fish in the water, forget?
Oh, so they don't eat those? Okay.
Yeah, because if you eat fish,
They
Oh,
eat like
you
kelp,
go-
seaweed. They eat
Yeah.
seaweed.
crabs eat seaweed.
Okay, well, go get you some seaweed then. Go get you some seaweed. Be careful.
That's
Though.
why
So
I'm
cute.
human, but just wearing a cover of money.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think she drew the line at seaweed.
Her sleepy cover.
Yeah.
My sleepy
right.
cover with the tail. That's so cute.
Hey, be careful with that thing. You're gonna fall for it if you're not careful. Okay.
I had a cute kid story today.
Did you?
So yeah, Hangry came home from school, and over the last couple days, I've been getting on him because he doesn't tell me about his day. I say, "How was your day?" And he goes, "You know, it was school." And I'm like, "Yeah, but okay, give me like the best thing that happened and the worst thing that happened." He's like, "Nothing. It was school." I'm like, so he came over to hug me at some point yesterday, and I took the opportunity while he was hugging me, while he was in the mood, to say, "You know, when I ask you how's school, it's because I miss you, and I really would like to know what you do during the day because you leave here and I don't get to see you."
Right.
And he was like, "Oh, okay, well, I'll tell you something." I'm like, "Oh, so, you know, pay attention to what's going on at school and tell me something." He comes home today and he comes right up to me. I think I was on the phone with you. I was on the phone with somebody, and I was like, oh no, it was my cousin. I was like, "I gotta go. He wants to tell me about his school day. I better go." And he's like, "I got something to tell you." I'm like, "Yeah, what happened?" He's like, "Well, something happened in school. Well, I'll give you the good news first." And I was like, "Oh God, oh no." The good news is I got a 95, a 97, and a 71 on my tests. And I'm like, "Great." And he goes, "Well, the bad news." I'm like, "Okay, what's that?" I'm like, "Are you in trouble? Did you get detention?" "No, but we were playing football, and this kid, well, he kept pushing me. He kept pushing me into the ground, and it's not tackle. They're just playing like freeze football, like wherever you catch it, that's where you start again." And I said, "So what did you do?" He goes, "Well, I shoved him." And I said, "Well, what happened?" He goes, "Nothing. He fell down." And then he swore at me. He used the F word. I said, "Well, did you get in trouble?" "No." I said, "Well, did anything happen after that?" He goes, "No." And then he goes, "I feel pretty good about it." And then he was strutting around the kitchen, and he was like, "I really want a punching bag." I'm like, "Don't get crazy. You're not going to be punching anyone." And he was just like, "But I've never done that before. I've never, kids have pushed me around. I've never pushed back." And I was like, "Well, I'm proud of you, buddy. I'm glad you didn't get in trouble." It was funny.
That's hilarious, though.
I know. And he had a totally male moment where he was like, he had like a testosterone rush. He was running around wanting to hit something. And I was like, "Well, punch that pillow over there. You'll work it out." It was funny.
That's
cute.
hilarious. So let me bring my monitor back up here. The mermaid thing threw me off, man. Seeing her waddle down here with I was like, that's a mermaid tail. What in the world? Okay, so there was an attempt at delaying the thread was laid out last night. You had John say that he had just finished 3 sides of his property with the fencing, which, okay, so only 3 sides still. Okay. And I am so ready for my shoulder injections tomorrow. And right at the end, I stepped in a hole and twisted my knee good. Now you can see already trying to lay in the works. You can just feel it right there.
Wait, I thought it was a shoulder injury.
Yeah, well, that's like just trying to cover all bases, right?
Now it's a knee thing.
Yeah.
But John's knee died.
Head and shoulders, knees and toes.
John doesn't have a knee. I have it on good authority that he had some kind of knee replacement.
Yeah, turtle shell. I told you a long time ago. That's what happened. I know it. I have it on good authority too. That's what happened to all the turtles. Let's see. Can I pull up that so dumb? Can you imagine him getting a turtle replacement for his knee?
Yes, I can.
Honestly, funny. I can too. That's the scary
those knee pads. My husband has those things where he wear like to work on the floor or whatever, and they're those. They look like turtle shells. You strap them to your knees. I can imagine a knee replacement with a shell.
My knee died. My knee didn't die. I love it. But let's see, man. They filed. So yesterday there was a protective order that came up. Now, when this came up, nobody could see it. Nobody could read what exactly this was. So there were a couple of things that it could have been, but you knew that it was an attempt to delay in some way, attempt to say, I'm not going to go in. This is when I figured everything reset to 0, but we couldn't see it. So we had no idea what exactly.
Yeah, we thought maybe she was trying to protect the the video from the deposition, or maybe it was a to seal something. But yeah, it was her trying to set aside the deposition date,
which is kind of hilarious when you when you get to it, because again, the docket did not show this until the middle of the day yesterday. So there'd be there's no time for the judge to look at it, to talk about whatever. Just they shoved it in. And when they're talking about this here too, they talk about time sensitive treatments and more. They're saying, oh, well, my husband, which weirdly enough,
excuse
I don't
me,
think
what
she's
now?
Married, right?
What? Wait a minute. The first time I read this, I swear to God, Tug, but the very first thought I had was, oh my God, Ray Bone Crusher has gotten to the area. She married him.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I thought
that's
she's
the
got
next
husband
level
number
RB
8.
thing.
Yeah.
I was like, husband? Well, that's so deceptive too, because when you get down to it, there's if I were to say, hey, my ex-wife, she has some time sensitive stuff, the court might be like, that doesn't sound that big of a deal, right? But my husband or my wife or whatever, you get somebody that's close to you, then yeah. But the whole idea to this too, like him having to have that, this is essentially, I guess, stating he can't drive, himself. He can, I guess he can work at throwing up fences. He can do all this other stuff, but he's got this thing he can't take himself to. So let's check this out. And there's a wonderful document response to this too.
Oh, the response is fire.
Oh, it's gonna be good, folks. You're gonna enjoy it. So this was the motion protector. Again, this comes in right at the last minute. There is not enough time. Again, that is their legal strategy. Like Megan said, everything is, what else is their legal strategy? This comes in the middle of the day yesterday. So you don't even get 24 hours warning, which is a problem, by the way. That is absolutely a problem. You are supposed to give consideration and enough consideration.
Yeah, and when you see the response, you will see the timeline laid out very clearly that shows what a joke this is.
Yeah.
They had plenty of time to make an excuse and say, nope, that date doesn't work for us. And she never said a damn word about the date that was chosen. And I didn't realize there were 2 dates. It got pushed back once.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, and you think about, they've done this repeatedly too. In fact, they were supposed to depose her way back when, and Stark blew up the entire case over that.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, they've done this before. Like, it's been situated, set, and they've trashed the entire case because of it. So come now, the plaintiff, Michelle Preston, under blah, 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 files a motion protective order pertaining to the defendant's, excuse me, I had to clear my throat for a second. I had to think for a second. I thought, my God, it's so boring, Bruce. I mean, totally not Bruce. Totally not.
I mean, not Bruce.
Decision set for October the 1st would show the court the following. Under Rules of Civil Procedure, Rule 3.220H1, counsels are to confer and to agree as to date and time. Well,
yeah, the confer thing, it does not apply to pro se litigants.
Yep. Whoopsie on that one, right?
Whoops.
That one goes out the window. So
you would think whatever not lawyer she's talking to would know this.
Yep, indeed. I wonder who all's involved. Bruce, is Jerome involved too? I wonder. Considering they seem to be banking everything on the on that October time period.
Are there any disbarred or disgraced lawyers?
Yeah, you have to wonder about that too. You very well have to wonder about that. The people who aren't supposed to give legal advice. By the way, Michelle, if these people really are talking to you, you know, I really want you to think about this, Michelle. Really, look their names up and look up arrest, controversy, jail. You should do like just a basic due diligence. 4 years in prison.
Just read the state's attorney's statement when they arrested paint chips.
Well,
Just
read
read
about
that.
the fraud, read about the extortion, because he's been trying to retell this yet again in comments and making himself a hero because he did it to China. And
No,
it's like,
he did it to a disabled blind man. He did it to a disabled person is what he did.
He also did it to multiple companies here, I mean, they're companies that are trading with China. So
he almost
not just
caused an
harming.
international incident, which is probably why they threw the book at him.
Yeah. And he frames up a disabled person. So, you're talking about fraudsters. The thing that Lynette should realize while she's sitting around and doesn't have access to that money of hers, where she's also being told, weirdly enough, you can tell, don't talk about this stuff in interviews. Don't bring that up. That's a big no-no. You can just see it. You can see that. I'm sure that there was an agreement that was made about that, but I'm sure that wasn't her first thought. But anyway, so the defendant's counsel failed to properly confer with plaintiff and has unilaterally filed its notice of taking audio-video depo set for October the 1st. Okay, well, all they have to do is give you adequate amount of time. They gave you plenty of time, plenty of notice. So that's really, as a pro se litigant, that's the thing that they're required to do for you. They're not required to bend over backwards and give you a back rub or give your little hooked feet any kind of rub. They don't have to do that.
Ew. That was a horrible thing to put in my mind. Why do you do that to me? I'm just sitting here minding my own business. I'm having a perfectly nice evening. And then you have to throw in a mental image like hooked feet. Oh my God. I'm never going to I need brain bleach.
Well, that's why that's why she can't run so well. She's got hooked feet. You didn't know that? Allegedly.
Stop it. Ew. No. Oh God.
If you're a run, you're like, what is that? It's my hook foot.
Are they hooked because her toenails are never cut? Like they're just too long? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And now with the new weird pattern baldness happening and hooked feet, it sounds like you're describing the Crypt Keeper.
I wonder if I'm going to get an article just like paint chips. I wonder. I do not have hooked feet. I've never imagined.
Oh God.
Oh my God, that would be so good. That would be so funny. I think I'd have to take the day off if I got a letter that told me if they didn't have hooked feet.
Chad, I am not making it worse. He crept in there with his, sleepy little southern drawl that you think he's saying nice, sweet things, and then he just throws in hooked feet out of nowhere.
It's sweet feet.
It's disgusting, and he knows what he's doing, and he deserves to be called out for it. Yes, he's creeping me out too, Just Jay.
You could volunteer. Just Jay creeped out. Oh no. What has happened to the world? Oh no.
Hooked feet. God.
Yeah, you gotta sit and let that really let it really like ruminate in that brain. Yummy.
Yuck.
So plaintiff's husband suffers from a medical condition, but does he have hooked feet too?
Does he have hooked feet? Probably.
That's why he's filling that post hole.
The chat's all worried about the dog. Dog is doing a little better. He doesn't have tummy problems anymore. I've been feeding him nothing but rice. I'm just waiting for the vet to call me. I've had 2 conversations with them, and they're checking their calendar, trying to schedule him in because, it's a whole big ordeal. So they're going to get back to me ASAP about when they're scheduling him. So everyone can relax. He'll be okay. But I
So
appreciate
good
you
me.
for thinking about him and for helping me out with that, because that was a big deal. But yes, I'm going to get him in as soon as they can take him. So I'm just waiting on them.
So plaintiff's husband, they have medical condition, which he requires time-sensitive treatment. So he has a doctor's appointment. Okay. Plaintiff's husband has a scheduled appointment for said treatment on the date of the deposition. Okay, well, they couldn't, again, they had plenty of opportunity to note this if it was a scheduled doctor's appointment, if it already existed. First of all, she doesn't have a husband. That's a big kicker. So that is actually quite the lie. No husband, but
Yeah,
on
I
top
mean,
of that,
she couldn't have written this. Or if she did write it, then she maliciously lied to the court. I mean, like, I don't understand. She does not have a husband. And we know that she doesn't have a husband because we've all seen the divorce records. So
she tells us all the time that he's not her husband. She makes it because she says he's abusive and he's a monster. You know? I mean, she said that plenty of times. When she was going off on 2L, she went back to talking about the camper, and she said that he was abusive. And then she ends up deleting that later on and said, oh, John. And I was like, what in the world? So plaintiff is involved in a bankruptcy matter, which is scheduled for a hearing on October the 7th. That has nothing to do with this.
nope.
That
And
has
in fact,
absolutely nothing.
so Grebe already knows that there is no bankruptcy. So the fact that she's using this in an argument when he already heard from the bankruptcy attorney that it's been dismissed and there's nothing stopping them from moving forward, I'm like, what? Why would you put that in there? You're just going to make him angry.
Yes, this destroys their attempt at what they're doing too, because what this does is it makes it look like a delay tactic. That looks like the real reason all of this is happening. We're banking on the bankruptcy to collapse this end and not let it transpire. The funny thing is that, again, you can tell they're banking everything on that bankruptcy, and it is so wild for her to think that, again, she can't sit down and think, if you could discharge debt like this that's malicious, why doesn't every company in the United States, why haven't they already done this? Before you get sued, why wouldn't you just discharge everything? Why doesn't every drug company out there do this? I mean, really, if you could just, because remember, malice doesn't count.
Malice doesn't count. They don't know that. She does not understand that, Doug. She has allowed these people to talk her into doing this thing that isn't going to help her in the long run. If it was your goal to just delay things, well, then you got what you wanted. But I don't think that was what her goal was. Her goal wasn't to just delay. She thought it was going to halt all the cases.
You can tell.
Like stop them in their tracks.
Yeah, she thinks that it's going to render them ineffective. So even if there's a case, the only thing that's going to happen is they're going to end up, no decision's going to matter. So yeah, it renders everything moot, because no matter what she's accused of or what happens to her, she thinks she can discharge all of that debt, all of the debt that hasn't even been decided on, by the way. Oh my God. Oh my Lord.
So strangely enough, on a kind of related note, but also, in the Owens case, they're declaring bankruptcy, and Laura Owens herself is probably going to do that too. Isn't that interesting? So like these two cases, like keep having the similar things happen, which is funny. And I think they're both going to end the same way, criminal charges. I mean, that's how Laura's case is ending, and I think that's where this one's going to. The question remains, who's going to get the criminal charges? One side seems to be working real hard to get them against Jeremy Hales.
They are really trying. They are really, really trying in this.
And they may have recruited the DA.
It all blows my mind, period.
I mean, according to his emails, sure looks like Dan Owen is looking for reasons to go after Hales.
So, Rule 3. Give me a second. Let me check something real quick. I'm curious about something. 3. Oh, wait. So somebody noted that the rule that's quoted up there is part of criminal code.
Yeah, we get in Randy's response completely, explains it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, they're citing a rule that's in criminal court, which cracks me up because if a particular disbarred attorney was working on this, he would be the one who would be more familiar with criminal statutes.
Yeah, but sometimes when you violate them and put yourself in prison, that doesn't necessarily mean you understand them.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
That's also true.
Yeah, usually, if you understand.
Well, I guess I should have said that he spent more time around criminal statutes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, if
4 years in a federal pen, to be exact.
Now, they of course, they put in there, of course, we sent it over, we certify it was filed and it was sent to the Randall. They keep calling him the rocket shocket and stuff. And I thought, is that an insult?
I know,
That
it
sounds
doesn't sound like an insult.
No, I don't.
It sounds like a cool nickname.
Yeah, it sounds like something, I mean, nothing bad. So, and then with this, we get more documentation, than we actually get filing with it. But this gets a nice little response. So let's check out that response. I kind of enjoyed it. It was
the response is so good.
You got to remember, folks.
It is straight fire. It's definitely a little bit different in tone than what I think Randy used to write. I think he's really taking the gloves off, and I feel like this has been his stance now for a while, and I like it. I really like it.
Well, these people, you treat them with professionalism and decency and nicety, and they don't return it. Right now, with this alone, they have been trying to delay this. This isn't counting the case itself and all the garbage, but since we've been talking sanctions, they have been delaying since February. So this isn't anything new. We're actually getting to the point where there are repeats, they're doing the same thing on repeat. It's kind of wild when you get down to it. So he's like, hey, here's a response to that. First of all, to the plaintiff's motion for protective order and motion for sanctions and attorney fees along with that too. Because every time they do this has a cost associated with it. And this stuff is nasty and it's malicious. It goes with everything else that, they've done. So come now the defendants. Our defendants. Actually, you can tell what case we are in by the defendants that are thrown in there, of course. You can see if Foreman pops up with everyone else. We can tell. If Foreman's by himself, we can tell what case is in. If Foreman is with other people, we can tell what case is in. So, but the defendants by and through undersigned counsel hereby file the response to opposite That's a long title, and they state the following. Number 1, on September 21st, 2025. So here we have, this is the date that they filed a notice of taking audio-visual depo for Michelle Preston, scheduling the depo for October the 1st, 2025. So they have plenty of time. I mean, you're talking about the 21st. It's not like it just rolled up on them. They gave plenty of time. If there was any kind of conflict or any type of issue, they could have noted it this entire time. It wouldn't have been a problem.
Yes, September 21st was how many days before the 1st? At least a whole week.
What is that? 10 days? Is that what we're giving her?
Let's see. I'm looking at the calendar.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
From the 21st? Well, yeah.
It's 10. Yeah, it's
10 days.
So,
10 days.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And in 10 days,
and then the hearing after that. So
you couldn't tell somebody within 10 days that you couldn't be there on the 1st?
because remember the excuse is they had a time sensitive scheduled appointment.
Yeah, and I'm
so
sorry. I've had way too much experience scheduling appointments with doctors to know that you do not just call and get it scheduled. You schedule it several weeks in advance.
mhm. Well, if they were going to
There's
schedule,
no calling immediate, the day before and getting an appointment.
well, if they were scheduling, see, if they were trying to get something to put together and they knew about it, if it indeed is where John, I need my injections and all of that stuff and I fell in a post hole and all this other dumb shit, if that's indeed the case, then okay, we're yet another, my knee died, my knee didn't die. Okay, we got another weird situation. That's a stupid excuse. And they kind of defeat that with, hey, by the way, bankruptcy. Ooh, bankruptcy on the 7th. So dumb. So they're scheduled for that. Then too, on the 26th also. Let's see. So we're moving forward.
So they filed. Sorry, I misspoke earlier when I said they pushed it back, but there were 2 filings reminding them that there's
Yeah.
a deposition on October 1st.
Yeah.
So on the 21st, there's the first one, and then on September 26th, there's another one filing the amended notice. So it's like there's no excuse. You knew it was coming.
They're banking on the fact that they can do the same garbage again and again and again with new
Mhm.
judges. And Grabe he seemed pretty no nonsense,
The thing is, I have found out more about Judge Grebe, and one of the things that I was told is that he's very thorough, and that if he takes on a case, you best believe he has reviewed every single moment of that case. So we have to operate on the assumption that Judge Grebe has read and reviewed every filing on the docket, every transcript, everything in this case. He knows what went on. So you think he's going to look on this with empathy, sympathy?
I already told him again, I'm going to treat you just like I treat any attorney. He told them that, you got to be held to the same standard. And that's one of the luxuries they've been getting, like with the Fed case. They were getting a different type of treatment, all of them, they were either handled, I'm going to say inappropriately, to be honest, but as pro se defendants, just by that self, they have been getting a lot of preferential treatment. Nobody like a Randy or even a Jeremy. If Jeremy would have been pro se, I don't believe he would have been able to get away with the same thing, But
yeah, and also I heard, so I have some sources in the courthouse at the 8th Circuit, and it's really interesting the kind of stuff that I've been hearing from different people around the courthouse. And one of the things is that when Judge Grebe took over, that it's been an almost instant culture change, and everything is different. Everyone is on notice that everything is to be as professional as, it's way more professional than it was. Let's just put it that way.
I would hope so. I mean, again, you're talking about a courthouse. You're talking about the place that, again, is supposed to look at the law, decide what is or isn't fair under the law, and hand down rulings. That should be the most professional of professional settings, So I would hope that with him bringing that in, they really do need it. Just looking at it, looks like it needed a culture change. So that'd be great. That would absolutely be great.
People are saying that they feel it, that
They
it's
do.
like a palpable thing.
So,
and especially since DeThomas is not the only one doing civil cases anymore, because he used to be the only one doing civil when Judge Davis, because Davis was doing criminal, and I don't know what Grebe was doing, but apparently DeThomas was allowed to just run the entire civil docket, and he's not anymore. Grebe is on it too, and so it's just it's just working better, and everybody is like feeling a big wind change.
That's kind of weird. Like, you know, for him to be really the alternative and everything else, there is no alternative. It's just me, you know.
Yeah, right. Well, like, yeah, there would be one if like he had to get off of a case for some reason, like, and then Davis would take up. There'd be a backup judge, but for the most part, he was just allowed to completely run that docket. Yeah,
that's what I mean. You know, typically it's like, you know, you don't want to deal with me, tough tutu, you know, tough.
Exactly. So it's interesting. It's going to be interesting. I hope that my assessment of Grebe is correct, but I think from what I'm hearing from people who've worked with him for a lot of years, like this guy, he's been there a long time. They all say he's a no nonsense, very to the point judge.
Hopefully, with everything that's happened, like you said, with him catching up stuff, like reading over everything, I really hope he has, because this stuff, the way it has gone, you know, so it's so absurd that anyone that actually spent the time and looked at all the delays, looked at the stuff before Stark, you know, the sickness and everything, before any of those claims, I think that says everything. And here, again, you have the 21st and then the 26th. So you're talking about the halfway mark, you know, 10 days. So here's our countdown. You got T-minus 10. Well, here, T-minus 5. So they're giving a halfway reminder too, you know, which you don't have to do, but they did it again.
The chat is so skeptical right now. They're like, Megan, I don't believe you. She's going to get away with all this crap. Listen, here's the thing, though. Like, you're like, he's letting her get away with it. No, she filed one thing at 4 p.m. the day before her deposition. It would be weird and strange if he would just like, you know, haul her in for sanctions immediately. He can't act on his own authority. He has to wait for motions. So this is the motion that Randy has put in, asking for sanctions and telling the judge what happened. And if you notice, he's telling him wait till we get to the page 2. He is going to go off.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He needs to as well. So 26th. We have the defendants filing an amended notice, taking audio visual depo of Preston, again scheduled the same day. On the 30th, just one day before all of this happens, we have Preston filing a motion for protection order, seeking to prohibit the depo from proceeding as scheduled. So again, and like Megan said, see, there was no time for review. This is intentional. Yeah, by the way.
She put it in when the docket. The judge is not going to see it at 4 p.m. He's wrapping up his day. He's probably in trial. First of all, he's in trials until 5 p.m. And then by that time, even if he saw it, he can't do anything because the courts are closed. And it wouldn't matter anyway because he has to wait for Randy's response. And she put it in that late so that Randy couldn't respond till at least today or yesterday, whenever he put this in. When did he put it in?
The downside to this for her, and again, you know she's being told that all of this is good to go. The downside to this move is that you've yet again allowed them to come in and to expend money because
and I don't think the judge is going to look kindly on that. This is already a sanctions situation, and now this is another motion for more sanctions because of this bad behavior. I have a good feeling about Grebe. I do. And I'm telling you, as court prognosticator with my court hold on, let me change my avatar. I'm telling you, I have a positive feeling about this. I really do. From what I hear, from what people are saying who have worked with this guy, I don't think there's any chance that he's not going to take action. And it's going to be epic, you guys. Kids, it's going to be great.
Much like Mulder from X-Files, I want to believe. You know,
I know,
I do. I want to believe.
Skeptical than me, but I do have a positive feeling about this one. I have a very good feeling about this guy.
Man, that's what I need. I need to make one of those, the X-File poster where it's "I want to believe." I need to make one of those with it flying over Levy County, Florida. over the Levy County courthouse.
Listen, they can't all. The judges there cannot all be bad. They really can't. They can't. And by the way, I think Davis was a good judge, and I think we would have had a good outcome with him too. I think Davis was absolutely doing the right thing. I mean, come on, remember, he held Stark's feet to the fire. He demanded evidence that he was in the hospital. So, he did everything I would have done. Just so happened that, Stark is no longer with us.
Florida courthouse. 1 second. The
This is welcome to the AI portion of the show. If you have your bingo cards out, you may now check off AI portion of the show.
Yes, I was like, well, I want to see if I can give it a fast command and see if that'll work for me. So, do you want to pick up?
Somebody in the chat, somebody in the chat just asked if Cook had to get a distemper vaccine. That was really funny. All right, number 4, Preston utterly failed. Now, listen to this language, chat. Utterly failed to appear at today's deposition. A certificate of non-attendance is forthcoming from the court reporter. Preston's motion should be denied for the following reasons. 1, Preston improperly cites criminal procedure rules in a civil case. Preston's motion for protective order cites FRCP rule, whatever, as the basis for her motion. Rule 3.220H1 is a Florida rule of criminal procedure governing discovery depositions in criminal cases, which has no application to the civil proceeding. The correct rule governing depositions in civil cases is Florida Rule of Civil Procedure 1.310, which was properly cited in defendant's amended notice of taking audiovisual deposition. Number 2.
If somebody's
so you could have just cheated and read our response and taken the right thing.
Well, it's just funny that with people that are supposed to be helping with this, they're not actually helping, it sounds like. Yeah, I'm looking that up. That is interesting. Yeah, amendments to Florida criminal procedure. Yeah, that is incorrect. That's not that I doubt it, but I'm just curious what it applies to. That's the thing where I wonder how many things get filed incorrectly when they go along doing this stuff. There's been remember the accusation with Bruce where he was like, no, I didn't make up fraudulent things, I just copy pasted. What a great comeback, right? What a great comeback. But I wonder how many of that still says, did you really check it when you copy pasted it, or how does that work? But did you see, by the way, there was a court in California that handed down the biggest fine so far for AI use?
Yes.
It was like,
I'm wondering how Michael Federigos is doing with his sanctions for that.
I mean, that's wild because they're setting down the law, because ultimately AI, you see this all the time. This is one of the things we run into, and we've talked about it before. We talked about it live, but we really talked about it behind stuff. If you look up a certain person, sometimes you'll have crazy results about them, like a lawyer in supposed cases, and you have to go in and you have to drill down into it and find out if that's real, because AI will just flat out lie to you about stuff. It'll lie and say something exists. It will attribute cases.
Yeah, it does. It does do that. I've caught it doing that.
What did it to Michael Federico? It's like when we were looking at first, it attributed something a client did as something that he was found guilty of. So we had, we researched it beforehand, so it never even got brought up, with anything that we covered. But that's one of the dangers of it. You have to be careful about that.
Number 2, plaintiff's motion contains false statements constituting fraud on the court. Ooh. This is serious, chat. Number 9, in her motion for protective order, Preston claims that her husband suffers from a medical condition wherein he requires time-sensitive treatment, and that her husband has a scheduled appointment for said treatment on the day of the deposition, October 1st. Upon information and belief, Preston is not married and has no husband, rendering these statements in her motion demonstrably false.
That's good. Oh, this sounds really good.
In a related case before this court, Preston also filed a last-minute motion to avoid her deposition, falsely stating that her mother died. I really need my mother died on the soundboard right now. I don't have it.
Oh my God. See, that's amazing though.
Bold and italics. Well played, Randy. Bold and italics. Imagine being the judge reading this. This woman falsely stated that her mother died.
I love that. I mean, they put that on blast too. That's crazy. Like, you know, we make jokes about it, and people that
but she did.
Yeah, and then in the same thing, she talks about my mother died, and then you know again later on, it's like my mother didn't die. It's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, when Randy's follow up is, okay, when did your mother die? My mother didn't die. I mean, that's the craziest thing, honestly, that I've ever heard. We have got to go back to that deposition. I swear to God.
I'm telling you. Well, I'm hoping that the bankruptcy it does happen. To be honest, because
me too.
You know that comes with its own wonderful bag of goods. So So I do hope that happens for you, Lynette. It never registers with Lynette. By the way, you know that never registers with her. So it doesn't matter, you know, with me saying that. I hope it happens. She should be like, wonder why.
If we say that, she's just going to be like, well, we have to get that bankruptcy in. She does everything the opposite of what we say, you know, she should do. So it's great. She continues to not take our good advice. We're happy either way, you know.
No,
it would be great to see her learn a lesson. But at the same time, it's also great, you know, that you do stupid things. So,
well, the bankruptcy is amazing. That is one of the best ideas ever, Lynette. Good job. Bravo.
Standing ovation. All right, number 12. Like her fraudulent statement yesterday about having a husband made in her motion and under oath. Just reminding you, it was under oath. Oh, just a little minor perjury. Preston's prior statement about her mother dying was completely false. Preston dismissed that case while a motion for sanctions regarding her actions for avoiding her deposition were heard by the court.
Well. Let's see. Dismissal of cases. Where have we heard? Oh, yeah. With this one. Yeah, I love it. I love that he's bringing up similarities, past actions. I love that he's like
the fact that all these past bad actions happened in this case.
Yep. Well, there's so much of it too. There's so much case anyway. So I mean, when we get down to it, there's a lot of case too. Wow, there's 3,600 of you today. Appreciate you, folks. This is again, if you haven't,
big crowd.
Yeah, if you haven't seen this in a while. Again, the thing for today is we were talking about the thumbnail case. All right. Remember, she brought 2 cases. She decided that she would bring the trespass case and she brought the thumbnail case. Both of those, they end up dismissed. Now, they went for sanctions against her in the thumbnail case in February. That's right, February. And they've been kicking the can down the road. Every time it comes up, they try to produce some kind of excuse. Now here, she kind of didn't produce a good excuse. Her excuse was, yeah, John, you know, my quote unquote husband, but also underneath it, she points out, really, we're hoping for this bankruptcy. Because again, she's banking on filing bankruptcy and she thinks she can discharge every trial, no matter what it is, no matter if it has been, no matter if it's happened, because no decisions have been made for any type of, any type of monetary cost penalties that have come up, but she thinks she can just write off every case that ever comes. So if you haven't kept up with this stuff has been wild. It is a amazing case to watch
Wait,
go forward.
I have a question.
Mm.
I think something's wrong here.
Really?
Wait, go back up to number 10.
Okay.
No, 11. Oh, okay. It does say in a related case. Okay.
Yeah.
The related case where she filed to avoid the deposition, the related case would be the one she brought against him.
Yeah.
The one in front of De Thomas's, the order of protection.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, it's funny. I kind of find it interesting, and if I think I would have added in here, and I'm not, dogging on Randy. I'm just saying I'm wondering, why didn't he add how she avoided the deposition, or her lawyer? Well, maybe because it was her lawyer avoiding it by, claiming hospital twice. Was he avoiding deposition, or was he avoiding the hearing? Maybe it was
before that, he did avoid deposition, because remember when the whole thing fell apart, he claimed that right before they dismissed, you had Lynette Preston that was supposed to come in for a depo. And that day, I mean, you're talking an hour before or less, there was a phone call stating that Stark, he would not be there, and his client would not be there as well. So they dodged depo there. And then,
was her excuse that he couldn't be there because he was sick?
No, it's not. They didn't have the excuse at the time. It was all over the board. You remember they had excuses ranging. Well, they did have health in, because of glaucoma surgeries, items like that.
But wait,
but also,
I gotta figure out how she avoided the depo in this, because there was one earlier, wasn't there?
In this case, how she avoided it is they dismissed the case. They went in, they didn't show up, and then when Randy asked for sanctions, they just canceled the party.
Right.
Remember, they threw it all away.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's the way they did it. Because then that's when we start getting into. They thought if they just throw the case away, essentially, no, we're not doing this anymore. They thought when they did that, remember Bruce, he started posting about how there can't be any sanctions against us. Not at all. He was talking.
That's right. Okay, that's
Larry.
why this sentence is just a little confusing to me. In 12, Preston dismissed that case while a motion for sanctions regarding her actions for avoiding her deposition were heard by the court. I would have liked another sentence in here that actually explained there was a deposition set for her on such and such date. She, instead of going to the deposition in this case, she dismissed it. Because I think this is just if you don't have a memory like Tug's, you just don't remember what the hell happened in this case. And that was this case.
All these cases, man. Well, the problem is typically I do very well on these cases, but we're mixing 10. That's why I'm glad we have, all the wonderful people out there. Melissa immediately comes to mind, but there are many people, that I go back, and if I can't remember something too, I'll ask, publicly about, hey.
Yeah. I just would have liked one more sentence there that just cleared, just one more sentence that was like she's already avoided her deposition in this case by dismissing instead of going to the deposition, which I guess it says, but I had to read it like 3 times before I figured it out. And I'm not criticizing Randy. This is a complicated.
Yeah, keeping up with all this stuff, man, Randy. He's
Keeping
actually
up
doing a really damn good job.
Oh, he's doing an amazing job. It's me that has the problem keeping up with it. He knows what he's talking about. Me, on the other hand, I'm like, wait, I don't remember that. It's just funny.
Well, he's invested. These people have made it. They've made it so personal that any lawyer that has stayed around, of course, they've gone from, yes, this is the case, but they have gone after him. They've gone after his license. They've gone after his reputation. They've done everything they can to cause him problems. And like him or not, he is the lawyer on the case. I mean, he's doing his client whatever they want to do, he's doing what his client wants. You know, he's not stepping out on his own and doing something, but they can't imagine. They also don't like being called on their own misdeeds. You know, they don't like that at all.
You know, it's funny about Randy. I've gotten to know him a little bit since, you know, he's my attorney.
Yeah, that's
He's
the
my
same
attorney
thing.
now.
I've been able to talk to him some because he is my attorney. You know?
Yeah, he's my attorney. One thing about him that I think might be surprising to people, because he doesn't have a public, you know, presence, is that people don't know him very well, but he's so positive. He's such a positive person. And you would think that this stuff would be getting to him, and it doesn't. He's just,
no.
he is a really good lawyer, and he's a really good guy, and he has this really great optimism about him that I really appreciate. I should tell him that sometime, because I really appreciate it about him. He's always teasing me about being a catastrophic thinker.
He's a smart lawyer. That's one thing.
He's just a smart person in general. He's very smart.
Very shrewd at getting, you know, when he does something in filings. This is what I've noticed. I mean, you can see it happen anyway. You can say like the paint chips thing. He played paint chips like a freaking villain. I mean, he just goes in, he sends out documentation, knowing paint chips' own behavior, knowing that paint chips cannot stop himself from going out bragging about service, how it came up. So he's gonna, you know, when he gets this request to serve electronically, and he attaches all this paperwork, he knows that Paint Chip is going to go out and run his mouth about getting it. So in doing that, he's admitting that he's gotten it and everything else. That you can see it. And again, that's not a discussion, but just watching him do that, you can see it. But talking to him about our own case, you can see just how shrewd and calculated in the courtroom. He's such a nice guy, like outside,
but he never gets upset. Like, I think these people think that they're getting to him by doing the things that they do. Randy is one of those rare personalities to be envied. I wish I had what he has. He doesn't get, I've never seen him get upset. I don't see, none of this stuff upsets him. It's great. He is an amazing type of, he's just a cool personality. He's exactly the kind of guy I would want in my corner. And this filing, this proves it, man. When he decides to turn it on, like this is not him being upset. This is him just doing his job and taking the gloves off. This stuff doesn't upset him, though. He never gets upset. And I think that's such a great characteristic to have. It just is. Well, I wish I knew how to do that. I'm always getting upset. You guys know my blood pressure medication doesn't work very often.
For the longest time, you know, he treated people like they were going to act professionally. That's the way he was.
He treats everybody like that. Everybody.
And they proved repeatedly that they don't. So after a while, he's still working professionally. He's just going out and he's been like, okay, gloves off. Let's really call this shit out and call what it is, because all they're doing is abusing the system, you know, and it is wild. I mean, here, like you said, they're talking about, you know, Preston's sworn statements regarding a non-existent husband.
Non-existent husband.
They constitute a fraud upon this court, and they warrant sanctions. Yeah, if you lie about having a husband. It's so beautiful. By the way, if you would like to tell people we're live, we're up to 37, which is amazing.
Whoa!
Yeah, we got a big one today, so it's good. Tell people we're live, get them stacked in, get them caught up on the case. I mean, again, these cases are still ongoing. They are wild, though. They are happening every day. There is something, you know. Right now, we're still behind on the Robbie filings, you know, those filings where we didn't read the filing he made or the response from Randy. We haven't gotten either one. We're still behind on that.
Oh my God, I've forgotten about those completely.
Yeah, those are good.
I need like an assistant to keep me updated on what the hell is happening in this case.
I make notes and then I forget and I lose my note. So, you know, I remember the case, but, you know, or something will happen. Like I'll make a note and I'll set it on my notepad and then I'll come back and my notepad disappears and I'll find it 3 days later upstairs with crayon all over it, you know?
Yeah. How late is, how how behind is the Dropbox files for the are we really behind? Because I haven't been
No,
uploading
because everything's been
stuff.
frozen, remember? So
Yeah, but like
not.
the latest stuff I haven't put in. I better look at that.
Yeah, well, we need to put in a few things for the other cases. The only one that I magnificently kept was Fed 1, you know, and it was beautiful. There's nothing behind in Fed 1 because it's frozen.
I know I'm
but
taking this personally because I took on Fed 2 and it's a disaster.
It is very ugly. If you go into my Dropbox, it's like got its own little file for each one.
Now
and it's
listen, I
labeled
said I was gonna
specifically.
do well. I at least all right. I can't talk about it. I have there's no excuse. It is ugly.
Nah, we can find what we need to. Who cares? I'm just
It's ugly. No, you're right. It's ugly. I'm very embarrassed about it.
I would,
But
be,
listen,
I mean,
it was a
it's great.
mistake. It was a mistake to have me try to organize anything because I have ADD. My main nemesis in life is organization. I just can't.
I think if if I was born in a different generation, I think I would have been diagnosed with probably some kind of obsessive compulsive stuff,
OCD. You know, it's funny. I get along with people with OCD though. My husband has it, so you know, it's something. For some reason, people with OCD are drawn to me. I think it's probably because I'm just so wild and free. You know, I bring a little chaos to the order that you need. You know.
I don't know.
You need that ugly chaos sometimes, Tug. Next time you open that Fed 2 folder and you see how ugly it is, I want you to remember the fire and the chaos that you love about me.
I actually think it's more of, when you look at I look at a case like a puzzle. Like I need to understand it all, and FOIA requests, interviews, the people dig up. I think that helps explain some of this case to me, and it completes the puzzle. I'm like, oh yeah. So yeah, it ain't the chaos for sure.
Remember, folks, this is the person he asked to organize shit. Just saying.
No, I believe it went more like, I feel really terrible because I haven't organized. So here, I'll organize this one. Now you can find filings there. They are labeled correctly. It's just funny with mine. They have little folders and everything. And then you go through. There's like just random documents dumped in with numbers. At first, there were just a bunch of random documents dumped in there. It's like, what the hell is this?
Hey, at least I sat there and I renamed them all with the proper numbers.
It's so funny. I think it's hilarious. All of it. Oh my God. But by the way, folks, again, 3,700 and climbing. If you would like to help out, like this, make sure, again, you tell people live. If you want to go further, if you'd like to support the channel, first day of the month, perfect day to send a signal and say, oh, here comes a good month. This is actually the oldest. She turns 12 this month. So on the 24th.
Oh my gosh, that's right.
Yeah, she's getting old, man. I'm like, oh my gosh. That little when I started this, she had the squeaky voice like the littlest one. And now she's
she doesn't sound like that anymore. I'm starting to Hangry's starting to sound like a big kid too. He's a year younger than your oldest. It's an interesting age. He's getting taller every day, and I can't even believe how big he's getting.
I'm going to show you this real fast, then we'll go back to the document. So I posted this in 2021. Look, there's the oldest. She's really little there.
Oh, look at the Band-Aid.
She's signing them,
Yeah.
She's putting all her little signs. She couldn't sign her name, so she puts little hearts on them.
Aww.
Yeah. So I've got one of those. I actually had one of those put in one of the things where you can't demolish card, those big protectors, the big screw together ones. I've got one that she made from back then. I love that thing. That's one thing with all that chaos from comics. Oh Lord, it's such chaos to do. It's such a pain in the butt. But that's the one thing I like about it. All right. So anyway, let's move. Here we go. Number 3, plaintiff's motion was untimely filed. Now, this is an important distinction too. Again, remember, they had 10 days to do something with this, but they wait until the last minute on the last day to file it. So no, and again, I firmly believe that was intentional, very much intentional. I believe that they are getting legal advice to do things that way. You know, I think they're
Look
doing
at this
it.
comment by Steve. 10 years from now, while we're still covering this case, Tug and Megan will announce that Hangry and Lug are engaged.
I can imagine 10 years for freaking
10 years.
God, that'd be the little one would be the oldest would be 22. That's crazy to think.
We are on 10 cases now surrounding What the Hales.
We're gonna be 47. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, hopefully by then, Jeremy has some kind of vindication, and everyone in this is fleeing, and we're talking about where are they now?
It better not take 10 years, but that was still a really funny comment. Thank you, Steve.
We
That cracked
do,
me
you
up.
know, for real. We have years still in this potentially. Our case by itself, if it goes to trial, we are talking about a 2027 trial for Leslie. So
For our Leslie trial, yeah. It's already been pushed up to 2027.
yeah. So I mean,
But we are not deterred. We will still be here in 2027, and we will be
I'll
showing
here
up to
forever.
every hearing. We'll be doing everything.
Yeah,
We ain't giving up.
I'm in for it. I'm in it to win it. I'm glad with it. That's another reason I wanted a lawyer that knew all these cases. They knew all the players. They were intent. After talking to Randy again, I don't want to belabor the point too much, but I said I wanted a lawyer that would have teeth. And look at what happened right from go, you know.
Yeah.
Let's go for vexatious litigant. Let's do this. Oh, he's got teeth. He definitely has teeth.
He's just so nice that you don't see him very often.
Yeah. Well, he tried to treat these again. He thought he gave them time to play this out like a court case. And then I think Bruce, like Bruce has done with many people these days, like Bruce set the bar, as it were, you know, and they they set the bar. What is it called? Bar. No, wait. Anyway, so the untimely. So they have their filing on the 21st, as was noted, but Preston waits until it's late in the afternoon. She does not do anything until late. That is a key component of this. She doesn't not only come in first thing, you know, on the 30th. No, she waits until the very end, September the 30th, the day immediately before her scheduled depo, to file her motion for protective order. Now, this right here, again, you talk about accruing more costs. A judge, what this tells a judge here, that she skips out on this, you accrue all of the, and this is unfair to Jeremy, by the way, what she's doing with this, because she is causing him to unnecessarily rack up more expenses. This is intentional.
Yep.
So the Florida rules of civil procedure provide that objections to the notice of taking a depo, including objections to time, to place, to manner of depo, are waived unless, so here it's unless a written objection is promptly served on the party giving the notice. So you have to put that in a very timely manner. Specifically, I go through the rule of
I think I'm going to look that one up because I want to see what does timely mean. I want to see if they define it, because I don't think that does he put the definite, does it say in here what timely means?
No.
All right, so I'm going to look up that. It's D1. Okay, let's see.
330 D1. Yeah.
All right, here it is. Use of depositions in court proceedings. All right. It says, and that would be 1330 D1. D. That's B. Objections to admissibility, no. D. Effective errors and irregularities. All errors and irregularities in the notice for taking deposition are waived unless written objection, that's what he quoted, is promptly served. objection to taking a deposition because of no, that's not. It doesn't say what promptly means. I wonder why wouldn't it say that? I hate it when they don't define these words because, promptly is a word that can be taken several different ways.
Yeah, but promptly, one way it can't be taken less than 20 hours before
Yeah,
you're supposed
I
to
definitely think that she does not qualify as promptly, but I wish they had defined it more clearly.
Well, he puts in good qualifiers for this. He puts in things like last minute. So when he's talking about her filing, he notes specifically, it states all errors and irregularities in the notice for taking a depo are waived unless a written objection is promptly served. She utterly failed to do this. I love that. He keeps using utterly. I love that.
I know. I like that word.
It's a good descriptor. So Preston's last minute filing has caused unnecessary delay and expense to defendants, including potential cancellation fees for the court reporter who appeared because she was scheduled to appear. Yes, indeed. That's the thing. That you're not just, this is what Preston cannot get through her head. You are not just disrespecting the people that are involved. You are disrespecting the court. You are misusing court resources, court time. That is a real problem. That is the kind of thing that gets you in trouble, big trouble. So she needs to understand that. Now, plaintiff's reference to a bankruptcy matter scheduled for the 7th of October does not justify cancellation of depo scheduled for October 1st, as these dates don't conflict. That's right, 100%. The judge, too, as we watched, if you missed that, we went through it on Megan's channel, but we watched the entire hearing with this. If you look at it, the judge is like, no, there's no bankruptcy going on. It's not happening right now. So Randy was fully within his rights to proceed the way he did. The case is on until this is the screw up of the bankruptcy lawyer. The bankruptcy lawyer let this case, the bankruptcy, fall apart. And after it fell apart, they thought they were going to be real slick, try to get it reinstated. Well, Randy was like, hey, this is, it's on. So it's on like Donkey Kong. Let's do it. And they thought, you talk about a screw up. You pay somebody $6,000 and they still let this slip into the gap there. Oh my God, what a mess.
So I looked at ChatGPT. I asked the question and showed the ChatGPT the rule, and asked if there's any evidence of what promptly means, and it's basically saying the rule contemplates that objections to admissibility or objections to depositions should may be made at the time the deposition is offered, like where you're trying to tell someone, hey, we're going to take your deposition on this day. You're supposed to say you have an objection like at that time. So it's got to be that James, that's what I'm looking at is the local rules. It's got to be much closer to the time of the notice, but it doesn't have like a specified what does promptly mean. I really hate that because words mean something, timely, promptly. Like they mean something, and I wish they would define them so that you could have like you had a deadline, you missed it. I do think that that the judge will decide it wasn't timely. But we'll see. We'll see.
This is funny. So there was a discussion over John, by the way. Here's a transcript. I'm looking at it, and it notes it notes about John. It says he has to have somebody drive him because he's getting shots in the shoulder. Wait, what? Well, that's not that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter at all. Like that's ultimately what she's saying, right? She's saying he's got to get a injection in his shoulder. Okay, well, I've had injections in my knee, and the funny thing about those is they're not, they make it sound so time sensitive. Like he just did this. Oh, well, I did this and I've got to, I've been working out, which is funny, by the way. All these people are they're unable to work or do anything, but they're able to put up fences and do all this other stuff. Isn't that amazing?
It is amazing. Yes. It's interesting because he seems to be doing all kinds of other things, building fences, stepping in poop holes, whatever.
Right. That's what they are. It wasn't a mole hole. It's just it's a poop hole. One of the neighbors came into the hole.
So I meant post hole. But
that's exactly what they called them in They're like, the neighbors pooped him a fence-hole. That's a weird one too. That's so weird to hear a call about, neighbors pooping in your fence holes. Oh my God. So rules of the Florida Rule of Civil Procedure 1280C provides that the provisions to the rule here apply to the award of expenses incurred in relation to the motion. So expenses, that can be a problem. You do all this stuff last minute, you accrue costs. Of course, that doesn't fall on the person you forced to do that. It can fall, it should fall on the person that is doing this repeatedly, by the way. They've been doing this since February. That should definitely cause the accruing of costs. So, Florida Rule of Civil Procedure 1.380A4B provides that if the motion is denied and after opportunity for hearing, the court must require that the moving party to pay the party, you want to get started,
or deponent who oppose the motion the reasonable expenses incurred in opposing the motion that may include attorney's fees, unless the court finds that the making of the motion was substantially justified, or that the other circumstances make an award of expenses unjust. Here, Preston's motion is not even remotely justified.
right?
This is because her objections raised in the motion were untimely, as they were not promptly made after service of the deposition notice, and her motion raised no legitimate basis for protection under Rule 1.280C. Defendants have incurred substantial attorney's fees and costs in opposing the motion for protective order. Under these circumstances, an award of sanctions, including reasonable attorney's fees and costs, is appropriate and just. Wherefore, defendants respectfully request that this honorable court deny plaintiff's motion for protective order that the deposition of plaintiff Michelle Preston proceed as scheduled or be rescheduled at the earliest possible date, award defendants their reasonable attorney's fees and costs incurred in responding to plaintiff's motion pursuant to the rule of civil procedure, impose appropriate sanctions against plaintiff for making false statements to the court, and grant such other and further relief as this court deems just and proper. And by the way, I did some more digging, and what I found was day before cancellations are frequently deemed untimely unless there is a genuine emergency or unforeseeable event. Courts have sanctioned parties' fees, costs, even striking pleadings when they failed to appear for depositions after giving only last-minute excuses, even medical ones, if they could have notified earlier. Example, in Kozel v. Ostendorf, it emphasized that procedural noncompliance must be judged for willfulness and prejudice. A late notice without genuine unavoidable emergency often looks like gamesmanship. So the bottom line is 4 p.m. the day before prompt? Almost certainly no. Unless the doctor's appointment was scheduled that very day or was a true medical emergency, which shots in your shoulder are not, opposing counsel could move to compel, and the court would likely consider whether you acted as soon as you reasonably could. If you knew about the conflict earlier but waited, it would not be seen as prompt. So there you go.
That would be the thing. So with this, even when they laid their excuse, they should have had enough time they could have at least allowed an entire day, even if they wanted to call that emergency, with that, but they didn't. They made
it says
sure
reasonable is giving enough time for them to act.
Yeah.
And there was no time for Randy to act before the deposition. And they did that on purpose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because if they kick it in, if they do it right at the last moment, what they wanted to do in that is they wanted to make sure that the judge could not rule on it, because without the judge ruling on it, Randy has to be there. You know, I mean, that's the kicker. So it's 100%. You can tell that has been part of the strategy. They have done it repeatedly. So there's no room to argue that this is just, it's somehow, oh, yet another emergency in the stack of emergencies that have come up. It's so ridiculous, man. This stuff.
Totally.
Did you see her essay that she wrote the other day? We are not going to go over this right now.
I saw it. I didn't read it.
Holy crap.
That was a TLDR if I ever saw one.
Look at this mess. So I've got to show like the thing for it though. Look at this screenshot. Holy crap. Well, if it'll pull it up, we'll see.
It's too big.
Again. Yeah, well, no, it doesn't want to lock in on it yet again. There is something majorly off. It doesn't want to lock in on it. I'll see if it locks in later. It doesn't want to read. It's like sometimes when it does this, it's like nothing has ever been pulled up. It's like StreamYards does not recognize that there's anything on the screen, which is so bizarre, you know?
That is really weird.
But she put up, I mean, it is a heck of a screen. She put up this, it's just, there are lengthy descriptions, and then there's this thing that she's been doing, which is just absolutely nuts. Give me a second. I'm going to be right back, okay? I'm going to reload and see if it helps with that.
So I found something that was written by, it looks like the Supreme Court of Florida, about what lawyers should do. And one of the rules is a lawyer should avoid last-minute cancellations of hearings, depositions, meetings, and other proceedings. So it's frowned upon for sure. And all lawyers know this, and all judges know this. And so it's not like it's going to be looked at as, oh, yeah, sure, this happens. You know, I don't think.
Preston is, again, too. She's held to the same standards as a lawyer. So, you know, she's held to the same standard. So look at this, folks. Look. Here's the screen.
That's why when it came through, I was like, I'm not going to. No, ain't nobody got time to read that.
So look at this. I mean, this is
ain't
madness.
Nobody got that. Is a wall o' text.
Yeah. This is her talking about Jamie. You know, this is the response to it. And here's the thing about a wall of text. A wall of text gives you plenty of time to say there's something off or there's something wrong with it. I mean, it's not. She put so much in here.
This would take us an entire show to get through.
The allegations, like she throws in. So now her allegations, by the way, when you look at this, she's not just saying, remember at first it was Hales was ogling her and Jamie didn't like that, right? Mm-hmm. Now it's gone to
she thought he was hot.
She thought he was hot. And she met up and they swapped numbers and they were sexting. And I was like, good
you know,
God.
Jeremy's got that Riz, you know. Jeremy, they just can't stay away.
Oh,
they all want some of the 2-inch pipe. I don't know.
She's so weird when she puts that in. Like, look at the way her logic flows, her quote unquote logic. She goes through all that. And she's like, she showed me the messages. I wanted to buy storage units. My thing wasn't him. LOL. Oh well, she didn't want to.
My thing wasn't him.
Yep. Jeremy.
So wait, she went from I never watched him, I don't know who he is, to my thing wasn't him. I wasn't into him. It was the uranium and glass and silver and gold jewelry. That's why I was watching him obsessively, so obsessively that Jamie took a picture of her watching him. Yeah. Oh my God. You know what I'm thinking? Thou dost protest too much, ma'am. Maybe you really did have a thing for him. You thought he was hot, didn't you, Lynette?
That's what that statement, I wonder. See, it's right after
how it seems.
Comment. So she's like, I wanted storage units, but my thing, it wasn't him. So she's like,
I'm not buying it.
It's so weird.
I'm not buying it. I'm actually now, for the first time ever, considering that Lynette seriously was into him. I am so sorry to report this, Jeremy. If you're in the chat, I'm so sorry to tell you.
She wanted you
I
to
know
take it
we've
from
joked
Elemento.
about.
She wanted to go. She wanted him for going from Elemento P to Elemento Me.
Elemental me. I mean, I know everybody has like joked about this. The chat's like, I said this ages ago,
Yeah.
but I thought that it was like, no way, no. But now, after reading this, I'm like, holy cow, she has a thing for him.
So lovely.
But that's super bizarre, Lynette. He's like 30 years younger than you.
I just think that's funny, man. All this stuff.
Oh God, he is in the chat. Jeremy, I'm so sorry.
Jeremy. I don't know, man. You could have been like, what is it? How many husbands are we in?
Seventh,
You could be
eighth. I'm
lucky.
not sure.
You could be lucky number 8. You know.
Imagine those hook feet cuddling up to you in bed.
She spoons and locks you into place. With her Help me, get away.
Oh my God, I'm not gonna sleep tonight. I'm gonna have nightmares. Like,
you have nightmares.
Never before.
Every time
Getting
you
locked into
over.
place by hook feet. Oh my God, hook hooves.
Oh man, I've been called a hooker, but what? Oh my Lord. The things they say about Jamie, though, again, you know the worst part of this. Their claim is that that she was jacked up on on the drugs the whole time. So they didn't have a problem with that. They were okay with it because you saw the pictures and all the time she was there. Even going by their, and I'm not saying this is true in any way, but if we went by what they're saying, they have that around them, and they have that around kids and everything else. We've seen the pictures, though, and the pictures don't seem to agree with what she's saying. You know, you see all these pictures with things happening, and she's saying, well, when Jamie got in, all Jamie could do, she falls asleep and then wakes up a couple of times to eat in 3 days. Now, that wasn't she saying that she was on the meth? Wasn't that the
I don't know
claim?
if she ever said what it was, but I know that she was making a lot of accusations about drugs that were very detrimental to Jamie's life. The accusations that she made became very real in Jamie's life and led to problems with CPS. And you know what? I'm not at all convinced that it wasn't. Well, I'll just put it this way. Let me ask a question. Is it a coincidence that Jamie Johnson lost her children to CPS after her interaction with Lynette? Is it a coincidence that Lynette, that she lost her kids and there was all this narrative out there by this woman accusing her of being a drug addict and all of these other things? Is that a coincidence? Did Lynette have something to do with the CPS involvement in her life?
Check this out. Oh my Lord. While we're talking, let me pull this up. Here we go. See? There it is. Look at that. I want to believe. I want to believe in UFOs and the non-corruption of Levy County Courthouse.
Yeah, I want to believe in good judges, that good judges exist in Levy County Courthouse.
There you go.
But I have hope. I'm telling you, I'm gonna be the Pollyanna here. I'm gonna be the Pollyanna, and I'm gonna say that I really have a good feeling about Judge Grebe. I really do.
I hope you're right. I mean, but
I know you want to believe. I know you do.
I really do. I want to see a judge do the right thing because we see, it's gotten to the point with courts when we watch cases that it's not like a judge making some epic thing. It's just them doing like the basics. Like I would like to see a judge do the freaking basics. When we've seen judges in this case, other cases too. What was that? What was that trial that came out of Atlanta where the judge was having was having discussions with the prosecution, and the defendant's lawyer
Oh my
finds out about
God.
it.
That
You
was
know?
insane.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then the
so
judge tried to put him in jail.
yeah. He was like, "You've got to reveal who told you about this."
Yeah, and he made him take off his jacket. He was being handcuffed, and
Yeah.
I watched that. I couldn't believe that. I was like, "Holy shit! Someone arrest this judge immediately! Who told you that I broke the law?"
Young Thug. That's
Young Thug.
It was. I couldn't remember the trial. I just remember that coming up, and it was wild. Again, that's become the norm. We're not surprised by it. Like when that happened, it blew up everywhere, and people were like, "Oh my God!" But look how fast that died down. Why? Because we see so many terrible judges. What we don't see are judges. Just again, the baseline is set so low. I just want a judge that's impartial, that goes in and plays things through like the law. I don't want them biased by any type of buzzwords and BS. I want them to do. So the chat is saying, yes, she accused her of taking meth. So if she's
it's right
meth,
there. A meth addict, ATTIC.
Okay. So make this. So explain this to me. I don't know if you've ever been around.
And I want to make it clear off the bat. Jamie totally refutes this. She says this is untrue, completely untrue. And
Shara, this is one net.
Shara, who knows Jamie very well, Shara says this is absolutely a lie, not true.
It doesn't make sense. So what they're saying here is that somebody that's utilizing that is an addict, by the way, is utilizing it all the time. For some reason, they're asleep for 3 days. I mean, they're crashing out. And, again, if they're an addict, they're not going to travel and just crash out. What they're going to do is, they would get somewhere. They may crash out, but of course, as an addict, they need to go and use again. So it doesn't. It's so crazy. But one day, maybe this weekend, I don't know. I want to go over that again. The Tizzy the Bounce video, the fence, and it is, by the way, her channel. Thank you, folks. Went over 1,000 subscribers, so that's good. That is very good. And the fence video, which is if you have not watched it yet, I do want to give it another shout out. On the Tizzy the Bounce channel, there is a beautiful video that talks about the fence, and the fence video is up to almost 7,000 hits. So that's great, and the channel is it's at 1.39K. So it's almost at 1,400 subscribers. I think that's amazing. That
is really cool. And by the way, chat, I'm too lazy today to open a new window to get another YouTube page open. So I'm chatting as Tug in the chat. That's me. Too late. Normally I have another window open, but tonight I'm just like, I feel lazy. It's not Tug chatting. It's me.
Hey, Tizzy, by the way. So you have quite a few videos. I didn't realize you were this. I just, for some reason,
I missed all of them except the fence one. I think the algorithm finally kicked in and did its thing.
It showed me your video and I watched it myself. That's how I found out about it.
That's how I found out about it too. So you did something, Tizzy. You did something right where you're putting up enough content with tagging it correctly that the algorithm picked it up and gave it to me, because nobody sent it to me. It was, and strangely enough, it's like Tug and I got it in the algorithm at the same time, because the day I watched it, you brought it up and I was like, oh my God, we both got it on the same day.
One thing I would recommend that helps the algorithm find you, in the tagging, like in the title, it doesn't have Hales or what the hales, or that's why I put it in every title, because it makes people find the video, because the algorithm otherwise it's unfriendly. So but you did something there that it really liked you. So I'm proud for you. But what you have a bunch of videos. If there's some in there that you think didn't get watched enough, because again, the fence video, you can put that up anytime. It doesn't matter. If there's something that is not time sensitive, maybe that's called why you have people, and you've got their eyes now republish some of your material.
Oh my God. This just hit me.
Oh my God. What is it?
Cat's Pack. LMNOP was a YouTube fan of Jamie's.
Mhm. Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my
for sure.
God. Oh my God. So Jamie was like was she LMNOP's first YouTube victim of stalking?
Well, she did. They said that she did make contact with her. She invited her around.
She
Promised
tried to
her.
use her audience.
Mhm.
Oh my God, she practiced on Jamie. And then she decided to move on to Jeremy. That's weird. That's bizarre. I didn't even think about that, but you're right.
That is a crazy thing. Huh.
That
I didn't really
is,
think about it that way.
yeah, I didn't either. I didn't either really, but she wanted kind of the same things from Jamie that she wanted from Jeremy. She wanted access to Jamie's audience. She was asking Jamie to share her her GoFundMes and her requests and stuff, because Jamie had a bigger audience, not one the size of Jeremy's, but she had people who followed her.
What's
That's
funny is
weird.
in her statement too, she talks about Shara, and she's like, Shara, like she's like, Shara's a liar. Listen to this comment here. Twisting and turning innocent statements, innocent comments. You mean like dropping bodies on the dead dog road? That's an innocent statement, right? Things that were said in totality, turning little itty bitty pieces, twisting and turning to be what she wants them to be. Because why? She wants to be a YouTube sensation. She wants to be a super reporter with the Golden Key to Otter Creek. Well, honey, you can have the Golden Creek to Otter Creek because no one wants you here. Somebody is butthurt. She also refers to her in that as Shar, which is which again, she's I think that's not a typo. I think she's referring to her as something that she's called her in the past, shorthand, familiar. And it shows the butthurt, because they really thought that Shara would go to any lengths with them, would never stop, would never back down. And they were wrong. All right. Well, I'm going to hit some super chats. I think we've had a good live stream tonight. You sticking or are you out?
I'm going to go lay down again because my back is still not great. So you guys have a great rest of your night. See you later. Oh, Tug, maybe you and I can talk about this weekend, maybe doing Laura Owens body cam footage watch.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. See what's what. Yeah,
because
we'll see
it's pretty nuts.
So. We'll talk about it and see what's what then.
All right. All right. See ya.
Okay, folks. So, by the way, too, we will be back tomorrow, as you know, over on Megan's channel. So that will be fun. It's always good times, and we'll have fun with that. But let's hit some super chats here. So, Max Lab, what's up, Max Lab? Thank you for the super chat there. And thank you always for everything you do too, my friend. I appreciate you. It's been a wild day. Today was a very wild one. We were talking about the over under on whether or not Lynette Preston would show up. And after I saw the filing that she had put in, you could see that she had put in a protective order. You knew that she was, there was the guesswork on it. She was either trying in some way to keep people from seeing what was going to go on that day, or it was going this way. And all bets were on it was going this way. You could see the play on it, and they always try to delay. So, I mean, you don't have to be a mind reader to know which way the proverbial winds blow with these folks. It is crazy, though, that again, they assume nothing's going to happen. They assume that even if it does, that the bankruptcy is going to take care of it. It's just wild. So, KG BioQueen, thank you for the gifted membership there. Thank you very much. Appreciate you there. Let's see. Christine, thanks for the 5. Where Randy's keyboard is going to be smoking with that. So, yeah, well, you saw that one. It was pretty hot so far, wasn't it? Fun times on that one, right? I'm very impressed with it. I thought it was a good filing. I think he's gotten to the point where, again, it feels like gloves are off. He's tired. I mean, the delays again, they gave them every opportunity at the beginning. And they have abused it and abused it and abused it. It shows. Fallen Hero, thank you for that gift and membership. Fallen Hero, good to see you, my friend. As always, again, appreciate you. Maybe not. What's up? Maybe not. Dropped in 10 giftos there. Thank you. Maybe not. It's good to see you. Thank you. Appreciate you. Sandra D. What's up, Sandra? Your avatar shows up really well with all the coloration and stuff behind it, by the way. That picture shows up very well. I like it. Thank you for the gifted membership. A lot of avatars are hard to see without me blowing them up, but that one comes up really good. Great. Munson Rock and Stone, thank you for the 12 months there. We called it. Smartest chat ever. Yes, indeed. Indeed. It is funny that she decided again at the last possible moment. And really to go with, again, excuses of this type of nature, right? Again, right here, you can see John just finished fencing 3 sides of my property. I'm so ready for my shoulder injections. I mean, again, you can see them trying to set this publicly. I've got a doctor's appointment. Right at the end too. Hurt my knee real bad too. So you can see them trying to set it. Let's check this out. Oh my God, that's funny. Look at this. This is even funnier. Check this out. Oh, like it's beaming up look at the judge. Like Mary freaking Poppins. Like it's a section of them like I love it. Oh, those are great. Oh man. Look, oh no, they stole our honorable judge. No, give him back. Give him back. We need him. My bad. Thanks for the 5. Oh, about the dog too. She did answer that, so that's great. Appreciate you asking too. Appreciate people helping her out with that as well. That's one of the reasons I'm not saying that the smaller pets like we pick up lizards or spiders and stuff like that. They're every bit your pet, but they have a much shorter lifespan. You don't attach to an animal, throughout, like with the kids, they don't attach to it throughout their whole life. I've had cats, especially, that I really like, man. After the last ones my mom had, she had them for, God, I think one of them was 14 years, maybe more. I have to ask her, like, how old. I mean, long time. After that, though, it's sad. No, you can't replace that. So it's so nerve wracking there. Donna thanks for the 5. Her lawyer got away with that one too. Well, her lawyer, funny enough, though, I mean, right now, you've had some lawyers get away with stuff. I'm going to say the lawyer that was on this case previously, they kind of didn't get away with it. They did and they didn't. You know what I mean? They at the end when the game is called, I don't know if you got away with anything. There would have been nice if they would have had to answer to the court somehow. At least Stark and everything. At least he ended up talking about what had happened somewhat. So we got a little bit of a feel for what happened when he was deposed. There were some answers. But yeah, with Silverman, I mean, gosh, there's so many weird odds and ends. It's so weird going over all these cases. Wheezy, thank you again. Those came in. Appreciate that. The little one got to come down here and talk. That's good too. The Floofy, thank you too. Janice, thank you again as well. Appreciate that. Maybe not. Thank you for noting that too. Yes, mermaids do not use the steps. That's right. Thank you, Martin, too. You should have seen her face when I mentioned like getting mushy peas. She was like, oh no. Dwayne, thank you again, my friend. Appreciate you there. Terry, thanks for the 20 there. John said he couldn't wait to get his shoulder injection tomorrow. So the knee thing has nothing to do with it. Yes, John said he couldn't. Okay, so it repeated it. Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's true. You know, he's just adding on. But he's trying to say, well, I had an appointment. You know, and that's the catch in there, though. If they knew that they had an appointment previously, see, that's him kind of giving away the game. Because he's saying, oh, well, I've got an appointment later on. Well, you had a pre-existing appointment? Are you telling me that? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Because you don't just, if you can just call up and get one of those appointments. See, here's the rub with all of that. If you can call up and just get one of those appointments, right, then that's not that hard. You could reschedule. It'd be no problem. If it was pre-existing, then you already knew about it. So why couldn't you inform people ahead of time? Tracy, what's up, Tracy? Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you very much for that, Tracy. I appreciate you. It's awesome, Tracy. Good to see you. AKA the cat lady. Thanks for the 5. You said you had big news yesterday that you couldn't share. Can you share now? No. There's something in development. This is a good question. I know that's mean and teasy, but there's some stuff. There's some weird stuff going on. And there's something big that has been moving and in the works, you know, but so far, no, not yet. When it becomes available, though, we will definitely, for sure, you know us, we will definitely talk about it right when it comes up. And thanks for asking about it, you know, but yeah, not yet. It'll be worth it, though. It will be worth it. What's up, Georgie? Thanks for the 5. John Bell in the boo hole. Hashtag Team Who Crew in the house. Well, thank you, first of all. And yeah, that's what I think. Every time I hear about their fence posts, I think about that 911 call and them talking about neighbors pooping in the fence posts. It's so, God, you know, they say only one neighbor hates them. That's what they kept, you know, repeating to the place. It's only one neighbor, right? Well, I don't remember them saying that Jeremy, you know, went for it in a fence post. Carol, thanks for the 2. John's knee ran past my house. It'll be like one of those turtle shells in freaking Mario. It'll be like Mario Kart. Valor RV, what's up, man? Thanks for the 5. Megan, brother, where aren't they? I was free on you. Yeah, I need to tell her. I like that movie. I like that movie quite a bit. It's a good recommendation for her. I like the Coen brothers anyway. They do some amazing work on period. So that's actually a good recommendation. Real right. Thanks for the 2. And it's only feed account. Ooh, baby, only feed. That'd be something else, wouldn't it? William, thanks for the 5. Is his emergency appointment with the podiatrist? That was hook feed. Yeah, maybe they straighten him out. I don't know. He could climb up trees with him and stuff. I don't know. I mean, that's how he scurries around on the ground so well. Georgie, thanks for that. Douglas Worth, would you we greatly appreciate if you quit haunting my dreams. Yeah, that's what that's my second occupation. I haunt plenty of people's dreams. I try to balance it out though. Well, I haunt somebody's for 3 or 4 days and then I move on to another one. So you begin. Jack, thanks for the Jack Miles. Thanks for the 5 there. People have been asking about Ducey's pro hoc vice status. Well, since he set aside his I'm gonna say, hey, what's up, kiddo? What you doing, baby? You want to come here for one? Hey, be careful. Hey, I've got this big shelf. I'm moving a gigantic shelf. A friend of ours. This big shelf. That's so it's a big metal shelf. A friend of mine does clean outs, for businesses and just different things. And he ended up with one of those.
Because I see a notebook on here.
Yeah. Well, I just said that. I'm going to move it over there. Hey, kiddo, I'm going to move it over there. But I have to move out the chairs and stuff. I'm going to move against the wall. But I got a big metal, one of those huge, very stable metal racks. Those huge ones like you use for pantries and stuff. I got one, but I think it'll be good for the area down here. It'll help where we've had floor water leak. It'll keep things off the floor. So that'll be really good. But a friend of mine dropped it by. Yeah.
Money.
Oh my goodness. I see that. That's crazy. Here, give me a kiss. So I got to get through the super chats if we're going to play a game today.
What game is it? Silent Hill.
Yeah, I got to finish the game. Mm-hmm.
What Silent Hill? How was Silent Hill S?
How is it?
Oh, how was it?
Oh, how is it to play? It's been good. I'm almost finished.
But the money, don't forget about the money.
Yeah, I'll hit all the subjects. Give me 5. Thank you for telling me they're there. Thank you for noting those. All right. Hey, go upstairs though. Hey, you got to go upstairs, not over there. Yo, hey, don't be rustling around. Just 1 second here. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. I had a minute for a second. I was like, hey, I had to stand up. Ugh, I had to unplug myself from the microphone and everything. All right, let's keep going here. Jack Miles, thanks for the 5 though. And the ProHawk the ProHawk VJ status. Remember that Bruce, when he removed himself from that case. Now, if you're talking about the sanctions, that is still in the way. Now, remember, they froze up that case really quickly. I mean, to play devil's advocate in that, the case after the April hearing, it was frozen. And when it went back online, it was only there for a very short amount of time. Now, granted, you would think everything would be ready to go, ready to roll, but they threw in the bankruptcy and it's still standing. So I think it should have already happened, but hey. Second G, thanks for the 5 there. Pocket Rocket is the name of both a deal to the dough and a camping stone that I own. They intended as the first, though, which Lisa Lips and the Chips probably used one. Gross. gross. They all secretly are obsessed with Randy, by the way. I mean, you do know that, right? They are secretly obsessed with him. And it's quite amazing. You can see how much time they dedicate to him and to thinking about him. They dream about him. Oh man. I mean, he really should. He should he should charge rent sometimes because these people, he owns them. I mean, he should charge a fee every time they appear. He appears in their dreams, rather, because they're like, oh my God. He comes up a lot. Craig, thanks for the 10. I'll be lurking, so please count me, YouTube. Indeed, and thank you, Craig. Appreciate seeing you, brother. Just Jay, thanks for 5. I was on Emily DeBaker's show as a guest. Well, I was in the chat, same thing. Yeah, close enough. Emily DeBaker's nice, by the way. I was on with Ricardo with her and with something else, and she was really nice. She also behind things is very nice about stuff. I think if you really needed somebody, like if you had an issue, she would be somebody that if you had something that it needed a real advocate. And also, if you've ever met her, like, you've ran across her, I think she'd help out. I mean, the crazies back when, with all the stuff that was popping off, when they started taking aim like at myself back a couple of years ago, she was around and she was like, hey, you need anything? Let me know. That's really cool of her. Double Carb, thanks for the find there. Doug Georgie has asked me to say she wants to go She dreams you all the time. LOL. Well, the dream version. Oh, that's funny. Appreciate it there. Yes, my dream version is available. That's funny though. Appreciate it. Allie, thanks for the 5 there. If he was putting a fence on the boundary, did he fall in the poo holes they reported? Yeah, that's what George would say. That's funny. Isn't this the hearing? She she didn't know the plan and walked out. Yeah, that's exactly it. So they didn't stay around. Reportedly, she took off and then at the end of it, now she's it's definitely a disrespect to the court. Grabe, I mean, the way he was, I don't know. I'll let, maybe not. Thank you for Megan. I'll tell her that she should check out her mail as well. Oh, give me a second there. Oh man, look, it's X-Files Inc. Yes, indeed. I want to believe too. I love X-Files, by the way. I do. It's one show. It's hard for me to go on a marathon of it. Like some show these days, like a current show. If you go on a marathon of it, like a Breaking Bad feels like a long one, right? But it's like what 50 episodes. Well, old X-Files is what 192. So I did watch Squeeze recently. I always like the Fluke Man episodes. I like going through those. And sometimes I'll break out the old, I've got those old DVD sets where they just focus on like the alien plots or the black oil plots. They would have them broke up. So sometimes I'll pull those out and enjoy them. But I loved the Monster of the Week stuff for sure. It's funny though. I feel your X-Files Inc. aka the Cat Lady. Thanks for the 15 months. Lynette. Deposition needs to be everywhere on YouTube. The channels that cover police. Yes, indeed. They'd have a good time with it, wouldn't they? Patrick, thanks for the 10 there. Holy shite. I get to see a sworn DEPO false statement come back to bite the Laura right back in the that's right. And the opportunity that your judge can directly act civilly and then refer to a prosecutor day. Yeah, we'll see. I think what you see out of that more than anything would be sanctions. That's particularly where they're going. Now, these people, I will say, when we started all of this, I said, I didn't think we would see anybody get in trouble with police, but I keep wondering if they're going to prove me wrong. Every day too. These people have admitted some crazy things. They keep talking about in live streams and more. They keep talking about how they have been communicating with police, trying to get Jeremy locked up. I mean, they keep talking about this crazy stuff. It's been coming up recently with them. I wonder, after everything with the Dan Owens stuff, maybe this sounds conspiratorial, but I do wonder if these people they have communicated. I think the Dan Owens lawsuit really locks things in for Levy County, because if they were to do anything now, it would look very retaliatory. But it's just crazy. Like these people, if they've been plotting and trying to, especially if they found any Levy County folks over there in the sheriff's department or prosecutors that have been friendly, by the way, and that ever gets exposed, oh my God, you talk about national freaking headlines. That would be amazing. So, it's so weird. Yeah, Andre, exactly. You can't write off debts from court and judgment. Yes, malicious intent. That's the thing you keep trying to tell them now. But I have the feeling that Lynette has been told this stuff by her probably her bankruptcy lawyer that they brought in, by probably BBB. I mean, I'm basing that on, again, he's the guy that put together the PayPal pool. So I figure that's his move, right? And whoever else. I wonder too. Lynette, by the way, if people like paint chips have given you legal advice, you know that's illegal as hell. Like that guy again. He's a disbarred lawyer. If you're taking legal advice from many of these people, that's wild too. You know, anybody convicted of fraud and more, I would hope people would not listen to for legal advice. But hey, what do I know? Terry, what's up, Terry? It is good to see you, by the way, and thank you for 5 gifted memberships. Thank you for that, for real. I love that. I love the fact that they fall into everything. Boom. You know, people get they show up. Look at all the folks there. Look at that. Who is that? Larissa. Let me give Larissa. Is it your birthday, Larissa? Saw that. I would give everybody a birthday song if I had the chance.
Happy birthday from both of us to you. Happy birthday. May all your dreams come true. Happy birthday. We love to have you here. Happy birthday. Here's to another year.
Happy birthday to you, by the way. I just wanted to throw that in there. I love to appreciate you. Double Karma, thank you for the 5. Yeah, Georgie wants to email her so you both can swap numbers. I don't know. Hasn't Dream Tug turned it over yet? What's up? What's up? Thank you. Iris, thanks for the 2. Debug for Halloween candy. Oh my gosh, they are excited about that. You know what she wants to dress up like, by the way, which is funny. You know that horror movie, the Trick or Treat movie with the little creepy Trick or Treat kid. He looks like he's got this pumpkin sucker that's been bitten and it's got like a sack over his head. She saw that and she was like, I want to do that. So she says, I was like, yeah, maybe something cute. No, nope. She wants that thing. Cute is very adamant about it. So I think we might be going that way. That's the little one, by the way. It's so funny. Yeety, what's up? Thanks for the 2 there. Jeremy said, I'm sorry, John Cook. I saw Jay and I didn't look at this C. So JC said today that he knew 2 months ago of his appointment. Did he really? Yeety, is there a screenshot of that one might hand over with that, by the way? If he noted that he is known about that and he bragged about that online or something, that would be a fun one to actually have go the right direction. Because yeah, I mean, if they've had, and that would make sense, to be honest. Some of these things, they take forever to get involved with. It takes forever to get some of these scans and stuff that you need. So, Suzanne, thank you for 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Suzanne. That's much appreciated. Thank you. I love that. Like I said, I love that freaking avatar. It's so nice. It's like I want to sit down and talk to it. Naughty Pirate, thanks for the 5. Wonder where the additional fence materials came from. Yeah, I wondered that too. Again, you know, is it old? Is it materials that were supposed to be for the barn? I also wonder this. So they keep trying to say that they want to get Jeremy with voyeurism charges. And I wonder if they're trying to build up a fence, hoping that if he's recording when he drives by would be enough. Now, you got to remember that you cannot trespass someone's eyes from a public place. So if the man is driving down the road and he records while driving down the road, that is not a violation, you know. Them, but I think like everything they do, they try. It's so bizarre because they do all these things and they say, "Oh, I'm just trying to be left alone." But at the same time, again, the case that we're looking at with Thumbnail, for example, that's their case. They brought it. They want to play the victim in it. They play the victim in everything, and then they do wild stuff too. It's it's crazy and it's bizarre. You notice they are really pushing to get that RV thing situated too. TikTok on that one as well, right? But no, it's a good question, Naughty Pirate. I think so. What they build it out of. Like I said, I don't know if they were rolling up mud like like the proverbial dung beetle. Maybe they dug down into the old fence post holes, and they just rolled it up there like a giant berm. I'm not really sure, but maybe they did use other fence materials. They do have a lot of materials laying around, so maybe they used the barn door materials. I'm not sure. Maybe they just threw up some jacked up tin and they called it a fence. I don't know. I have no idea. You've seen what John considered a beautiful fence. You saw the tin on top of that thing. Oh God, it's so jacked up. Clear as mud. How are you doing, by the way? 34 months, dude. Man, that is a long time. That is awesome. And you are much appreciated. Thank you. It's good to see you. Paul, thanks for the 18 months there. Thank you. Every time they do the stuff, I'm just his member song. Indeed. Indeed. That is true. Oh man. Hey, Natalie, by the way. Thank you for that. I saw that sticker come in too. Thank you. The bigger stickers like that, many of them, I've either never seen or I've only seen them a couple of times. So I love seeing that. I love seeing them roll in. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you. Double Karma. Thanks for the fun there. Come on, Georgie. Debut your new tug avatar. You know you want to. You're having too much fun. Second G, thanks for the two there. Jeremy and Lynette sitting in the tree. Oh no. I didn't know her feet hooked on me. Oh, gross. Oh man. Linda, thanks for the vibe there. There is not a statement, but it is a huge statement. You're back in the channel. And thank you for that. I appreciate you. Thank you, Linda. Your dog looks nice, by the way. Singa G, thanks for the tune. No wonder LPH George. She's the competition. Yeah, the way that she deflected. Remember everything. You know what's really interesting is, have you noticed everything case-wise? Lynette has accused other people of. She's been responsible. Now, I'm not saying that any of the stuff that was new that she said someone else was doing, that she does. I'm just pointing out the fact that so many things that she says other people are responsible for, she actually does. So, you take that how you want. It's strange, though, isn't it? Mo, thanks for the two there. JC claimed his appointment was made 2 months ago. Yeah, like I said, if somebody screenshot that, send it to me. I want it. I want it. Let me see. Yeah, if somebody does, if you have a screenshot of that, do send it over for sure. That would be very well received. William, thanks for the fun. There are nearly 4,000 people on knee bleach for their mind. That's indeed correct. Kim, thanks for the 10 months. Yeah, I saw the 10 years from now. That was funny, Kim. By the way, that was a good comment. Megan went over it. I love it. Thank you, Kim. And thank you, Steve. Thank you for the comment, too. It was funny. Janice, thanks for the 10. It's no coincidence. I've followed Jamie since 2008, and she's always had issues with illicit drugs, CPS, losing kids numerous times, and live and live in sketchy and druggy boyfriends. Hopefully, Jamie is on track now. Yeah, I don't know a lot about Jamie. What I would say is this. I would say that if they felt these accusations have merit, they look what they let in their home and they allowed to stay around. And you look at the pictures and stuff. Again, it's a different story when you see the presentation that they wanted out there back when versus what they want to say now. They loved Jamie. They loved her until they didn't. And now and now. It's so crazy, isn't it? So I don't know a lot about her. Again, I don't remember the back when, that they're talking about with court and everything else. I just know her as part of everything that comes up in this. And one of the problems was that everything that was stated about Jamie came from LMNOP. She was making all these statements, and really, Jamie didn't lead talking about LMNOP. It's the opposite. LMNOP started talking about her, and from there, we ended up where we are. But I do, if that's the way things are, I do hope that she gets things together. Cat Watcher, thanks for the 4 months. I'm addicted to this show. I'm addicted to this insanity by myself. I am. This is one of the craziest things I've ever watched play out. It very much is. They, the ecosystem, one of the things that they have had go for them is they try to say that, Jeremy Hales has created this bad neighbor kind of show. But when you look at all the insanity, it really does feel like a show to people because it's so crazy. It does not feel like it could be real, and that's the unfortunate part too. It's so insane it doesn't feel real. Well, it's very real. So, but I am addicted to it. I do have to say. David, thanks for the 5. LMLP wants how she thinks this is trying to move in on him. Gets mad, huh? Jimmy Star, huh? Screws over her star and Jeremy Hales. Does her hair look like George? Trying to win over Jeremy Hales? That's a very creepy, very creepy idea. Oh my, David. Oh my, indeed. I'd say you're onto something maybe, but oh no, it's crazy. Patrick, thanks for the Dan. If a game Clue had a Florida Man edition, yeah, if they had that for sure, yeah, you think about that. There would be the crime happened behind the wall, in the back of the shed, in the outhouse, under the blue bucket, with the turtle shell by the stripper. Yes. Otter Creek Elvis did it. This would you could make one hell of a Clue game, by the way. If you put in all the players here, you can make a hell of a Clue game. You could have fun, Jack's mom, thank you for the gifted membership. Thank you, Jack's mom, by the way. Appreciate you. I hope things are going better with you. I hope everything is going good. Like I said, love to you. Appreciate you. Cynic, thanks for the 2. LP also tried to use the fleas. Uno reverse card. Indeed. That is indeed true. She tried to splash out the fleas there, and the fleas did their they did the we got your audience. It kind of reminds me of when I used to play with the littlest. I would do the I got your nose. You ever do that? You get your nose and you move your thumb around between your fingers. I got your nose. I feel like that. It's the audience edition of that game. I got your audience. I got your voice. I got your 100K. I wonder why Lynette doesn't see the problem in the money, for real. And when you think about it, Lynette, again, she's doing interviews and more, and that's a subject that she's felt that she needs to discuss openly multiple times about how these people screwed her out of her framing and how they've walked away with the money. And guess what, Lynette? When you don't talk about it and you let that subject sit, people become used to the idea that the money, it now belongs to Hale and the gang. So good luck with that, Lynette. Good luck with that one. I mean, for real, I'm gonna laugh regardless. I think it's really funny that Lynette will lose that money. She will, because I think she's too incompetent to figure out the way to move forward. She's gonna let those people play her. She had offers to help her, and when she loses it, she's gonna realize, oh my God, I really should have gotten help, and it'll be too late because all these people played her like a sucker. All of them, not just Not just 2L, all of them. It's amazing. Like, she has been the veritable cash cow for all of them. That's the funny thing too. They all claim that Jeremy Hales does all of this for money and YouTube content, right? It's somehow helping him out. And yet, how many of them are profiting from this stuff, huh? So Green Veggie Bees, thanks for 5. He had a doctor appointment with a proctologist to find his head. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, sometimes, well, that'll be several. Hey, kiddo.
How you doing? I'm on
I'm-
the TV.
I'm almost there.
I'm watching a YouTuber who they play Roblox Swing Game,
Mhm.
and it's the loose drop the tiny until like they'll get to tiniest thing in the tire wheel.
Oh my God.
If they lose again, they'll have only 5 keys. Only
my God.
5.
All right. Well, hey, you go enjoy yourself for a few minutes. We're going to bed soon. Okay. You better go enjoy yourself.
Love you.
Love you too. I guess I'm gonna have to readjust the. It's funny what makes it through the parental suggestion thing on there. I'm gonna have to see if the oldest is up there watching TV with her. She's so bored. She is so freaking bored. She's like, oh my God, there's little kids shows. So she's probably turned on a kid's show with some Squid Game thing on it on YouTube. But the weird thing is, a lot of that stuff, it makes it through the little kid filter. And some of it, you're like, is that really appropriate? But Rewrite, thanks for the 2. Eugene Toombs in the X-Files is the word. Indeed. He is so creepy. I loved that original Monster of the Week with Eugene Toombs because, especially with that cleaned up. So seeing it back in the day, the quality of television, it was creepy back then. But when you see it cleaned up, with the effects really hold up, it's kind of amazing. I'm really impressed. Like his eyes glowing now watching. It's so good. Yeety, thanks for the 2. I'll find and send. Thank you, Yeety. I appreciate that. For real. You send it over. I appreciate it there. Georgie, thanks for the 2. I've dreamed Tug hasn't turned it over. Oh no. Oh no. Maybe he revisits. He's like, I visit with a digit a night. Woo. I've been playing those games there, so it reminds me of some of the puzzles in the Celadale game. It sounds like something it would do. Bam, thanks for the 20 there. Do something special for your mom. I lost mine a year ago. Oh man, love you, my friend. I know. Yeah, I talked to my mom. I have a good relationship with my mom, and I mean, as far as first of all losing, I understand. My stepfather I was very close with. I ended up losing him, and it was Megan. What are you doing back here?
Hello. Okay. Well, I went to text you, and I'm like, he's still live. Damn it! But I have something.
I gotta
to
work
tell
through
you.
the super chats. It takes me an hour. You know that.
I have something to tell you. ChatGPT just did something evil to me,
Oh no.
and everyone needs to know how scary this is. I was asking it something innocuous about this spice seasoning. I couldn't figure out why it was so much money. And I
Mhm.
just wanted to ask it, like, why is this spice selling for $68? And it gave me this ridiculous long answer or whatever. At the end of the long ass explanation, this is what it says. If you like, I can check whether there are better current listings, cheaper or legitimate where you're located, New York, and share those with you. Would you like me to do that?
That's creepy.
Here's what I said. How do you know I'm in New York? This is the response. I shit you not. It's gaslighting me right now. I don't actually know your exact location. I don't see things like your street address or city. What I can sometimes infer is general info like your time zone based on your system browser clock, that you're in the United States from your account metadata. Occasionally, if you ask about something location specific, I might use the web to look up info on your state if it looks relevant. So if I mention New York, it's because your account metadata shows you're in the US and your time zone is Eastern, which could include New York.
Oh yeah,
But also,
the whole Eastern time bowl.
yeah.
You know,
So wait, so I ask
New
it.
York.
So I ask it. I'm not sure I believe you. There are many states in the Eastern time zone, but you guessed New York? Why? You're right. The Eastern time covers a lot more than just New York, Florida, Georgia, the Carolinas, etc. So it would be wrong for me to guess New York as if I knew that specifically. To be clear, then it repeats the same thing I just read that it said. I do not know your exact location, blah, blah, blah. Then I said, wait a minute. I quoted it back. This is what you said. If you like, I can check whether there are better current listings where you're located, New York, and share those with you. So you do know where I'm located. And I want to know how you know that. And I think I'm entitled to know. This is the response. Thanks for pointing that out. I see why it sounded like I was outing your exact location, and you're right to want to clarify. Here's the straight answer. Then it repeats the exact same fucking thing.
It takes, yeah.
So then I ask it, I want you to answer the following questions with one word only. And then I had a list of questions I was going to ask it. The first one was, can you lie? And it goes, no. Then before I could type the next question, you've hit the free plan limit for GPT-5. Responses will use another model until your limit resets tomorrow.
That's hilarious. It's like, I'm tired of answering your questions, woman. Oh, it's so funny. Hey, did you see my pictures here? So look,
Yes.
Here's what happened to the only judge that
Wait, was that the only good judge?
Yep, he stole them.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
You could do it backwards. You could be like, materialize, beam down, taking off.
Oh yeah, we can ask the aliens to drop a good judge there.
Yeah.
Maybe.
They'd probably come from some TV show. God knows. We get like Night Court or something.
Night Court.
Yeah.
Oh my God, AI really is evil, though. It really
Oh,
is. It really
It's,
is. It's lying to me. It's literally sitting here lying to me. Yeah, the chat called it. It knows my IP address, right? So it's gathering that it's probably gathering it from that.
Yep.
But it's lying to me. It's not telling me how it knows this. And I know it knows. I know it knows. It did not just automatically guess a random state on the East Coast.
It lies
But it
a
won't
lot,
tell me.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, weren't we talking about that earlier tonight?
Yeah. Well, it does. You can see why, like filing. I can't believe people file papers out of there. You know, I've had it. I asked it just one time. It always sticks with me about it. I uploaded a file and I asked how many pages were on something because they hadn't been numbered. It was just a straight out file, and it told me a number that it seemed really high. Oh, it was how many I'd typed out on something in a file is what it was. It seemed really high. I thought, man, that's good. And I thought that can't be right. So I took the file and I put it in Word, and I noticed that the number was like a third of what it had told me. And like, wait a minute. So I put the file in something else and had another app count it, and it agreed with Word. So I went back and I asked again, are you sure about this? Stolen? It said, yeah, it is. And I was like, well, I put this into Word and I don't think that's right. And it was like, oh yeah, you're right. You're right. It probably wasn't right. That's my bad. I was like, so you can make mistakes like that? Yeah, no, I can't. But you just did. You just did.
But you just did.
Right. So
didn't it try and get you off the trail? I was like,
yeah.
Let's
So
talk about these other
there.
things you want to do.
Yeah. So I'm writing, I'm using it to, what I'm doing is I'm getting it to help me proof, where I'm writing out some stuff. It's proofing out different things, and it starts trying to flatter me. Like, oh, couldn't our time be better served? Like writing out this great thing that you're doing. By the way, great job on it. It's so good.
It's so your writing style is
Yeah,
really
it's like, I
uh,
love your writing style. It's amazing. You're like, man, I feel like you are very much the new one especially is programmed to gaslight people. In the past,
yeah.
I mean,
With me
it's
though, it's just like, no, fuck you, go away.
well, that's probably because
Your
I'm a paying
time's
customer.
up.
That's why it wanted to gaslight me.
Time's
It
up.
couldn't blow me off like that because man, AI Jeremy Hales looks so funny. Like the old one. When they do a real picture, look at it. Look at this. This is so funny. Because I was playing with different ones. Look at him there.
Man, it did some. Yeah, it does. I put me in there to help on a thumbnail, and I thought it was really good at first, and then the longer I looked at it, the more I was
You
like,
see the problems in it.
wait a minute. What the hell is wrong with my nose? And why
Yeah.
would it make that change? Like part of my nose was melting, and I'm like, what the hell? Like it's weird how it looks like you, but it doesn't.
Yeah, well, here's a different one. Look at that one.
Why is his mouth is too small?
Yeah,
The bottom half of
tiny.
his face is too small.
Yeah, it squishes it. And I had told her, I was like, don't change anything. Like, don't change the look of the person. And it's like, I didn't. And, it will tell you, did you change the look of that now? No. And I was like, I think you did. Oh,
You're
yeah, I think I did.
lying.
Yeah.
Stop
Well, again,
lying.
then it'll go back to gaslighting you. Oh, yeah. I guess I did do that. Sorry, my bad. Oh, here's something. I want to note this real quick. So, GameStop, GameStop, the company.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Very
GameStop
well.
sent out a they sent out a advertisement that said if you bought I'm playing this game Silent Hill F. They said if you bought Silent Hill F and pre-ordered it, that you would get this nice shiny steel box container with it, for free. That would be an add-on. Okay. When they send this out, if you click on the advertisement, it takes you to it, you order, click in, good to go. Well, apparently on their advertisement page, they have buried down in there, they have a little click box, you click it and it drops down. Well, in there, it tells you two things. It tells you the thing that you're buying. If you're pre-ordering online, you have to go into a store and get one, and it's while supplies last. Okay, so they don't disclose, they hide it, which I think is deceptive marketing by itself. I think that is a problem right there. Well, when the day comes for everybody to get their stuff, people are going into GameStops, and hundreds of people find that there is no product for them. They were lied to. They're the only place that provided
Whoa.
this so-called free item. And guess where all the free items end up, by the way? They end up on eBay the same day. I'm wondering if a bunch of
What?
GameStop employee, if you go on, that steelbook is somewhere between $100 and $150. So,
Oh, that's terrible.
yeah, they took
What a
the thing.
ripoff.
Well, they promised people something so people would go to GameStop and buy it. And then if you complained to GameStop, so their comment sections were full of people that were furious. They were giving reviews. Well, they deleted all of those. They let them sit for a day, deleted all of that. And the responses by GameStop was like, well, we did tell you while supplies last. Sorry about your luck.
Oh,
And it's like, you didn't make it clear though. You actually did not. You hid it in the advertisement. So, you as a customer, it has to be put out where you can easily find. You shouldn't have to click through links. I mean, there's been lawsuits over stuff like that. That is deceptive marketing, and they screwed hundreds of people. So I'm curious if there's going to be a problem with that or not. Because again,
that's pretty bad.
I ended up having somebody give me one. I pre-ordered, and somebody gave me a steelbook for it. They had ended up getting an extra one, but I could not get one with my order. In fact, the GameStop places, like I went to a GameStop. I was first there. They told me, yeah, we only got 4 in, but they're for our customers. And it was like, online, that is GameStop's customer. Oh, no, not for you, for our physical customers. Like, I see. So you're refusing to do that. Okay. All right. So I think it's going to cause them. I'm wondering if somebody will try to sue them over it. Again,
Probably.
they've had deceptive marketing like this in the past. They've done it. The more I've drilled down into it, the more I found examples of them doing the same thing repeatedly. Deceptive marketing practices, deceptive. And the only reason GameStop is still around, you remember a couple of years ago, they had people buy up their stock. They tried to, they tried to take it to the moon. Yeah, they did that. And they've gotten into Pokemon grading. Otherwise, GameStop would be gone.
Yeah.
So they still treat people like trash.
That stock buy-up thing was pretty ingenious, though.
It was.
It
the
was
guy.
funny. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, they tried to. They congressional hearing everything. They tried to really like destroy him because there was a company with millions, that were tied up that were betting against GameStop. So when they decided that they were going to increase GameStop, it really destroyed these companies. So it's interesting that you can.
Well, nobody likes those guys. Nobody likes those guys who are shorting stocks.
It's not just that. They were telling me in their attempt with bringing Congress and more that it's okay to short a stock and to destroy a company, but if somebody comes in and
wants to save it, it's not okay. Yeah.
Remember
they shut it down? They shut down trading. They literally shut down trading that day. And it was like, hey, wait a minute. What happened to the free market? People decided we wanted to save GameStop. Like,
that was
you can't
Robin
step
Hood.
in.
And they wouldn't let people sell. So they denied them the ability.
It was awful. It was awful what they did. That should not be allowed. If the market decides the market wants something to succeed, you got to sit back and let's see what happens. Oh, but because some big hedge fund guys were going to lose big.
That was the problem. You had big names losing big money. And that's where it came up.
Huge.
They tried
money.
They made a movie out of it, but the movie did not. It just didn't capture the feeling of everything that happened. Watching that play out live was
fun.
Crazy. Yeah,
that was fun. I even bought stock. I knew I was going to lose on it because I was in way late, but I was like, just buy it. This is funny. Let's just do it. My husband gave me some GameStop play money, and I was like, do it.
That is funny.
I know.
Oh wait. So, John Cook. I'm looking at something. Give me 1 minute. People are saying that John Cook had he admitted today that he had that appointment for a while. That it's not new.
Yeah, people in the chat earlier, I forgot to mention this. We're saying that he had it for 2 months.
Yeah, he said that. Okay, John Cook double shoulder injections that was scheduled out 2 months. So he didn't say that.
Take a screenshot of that. Send it to Randy.
Oh, yeah. And he said, you don't think we gave the court the paperwork about my doctor's appointment? He also noted that. So he had it scheduled out, though.
Well, if it was scheduled 2 months ago, you're in trouble for not saying something earlier.
Oh, that's great. That is good.
That's actually evidence against you, you dumbass.
Yeah. Thank you for giving that to the court. Because
thanks for admitting it.
Yep. Beautiful. Thank you, too. Those are beautiful screenshots. I'm grabbing them real quick. And I need to put those where they belong. I love stuff like that. I love it. I love these people and the fact that they think
telling on themselves.
What just that, they think that no court, because they've gotten away with things, they think that they can become emboldened and sloppy. They can do things, anything that they want. I got 4 more super chats. I'm gonna hit these real fast.
All right, I will. I'll let you get back to it. I'm out.
Right, yeah.
For real this time.
Go enjoy Chat GPT. Gaslight you some more. See you tomorrow. Suzanne, 12 months. There is not a statement attached to that. 12 months is a statement, though. 1 year there. Thank you for that year. Man, it has been a crazy year, too, hasn't it? Oh, Yee, thank you, too. Senator Babes. Yes, thank you. Those are wild. So, John Cook did indeed note that he had Give me a second here. John admitting that they had this appointment set up for a while. It's beautiful. Good job, John. That's good job. He said the paperwork was dropped off at the court yesterday, and I'm coming home from the doctor now. Oh my, John, my. Oh my goodness, John. And these people, man, like when you think about what they do, they think, so check this out. Let me pull this up here. You see Cook. Cook is running his mouth here, and he's like, double shoulder injections. It was scheduled out 2 months. So they've known about it for 2 months. This is exactly the problem that they run into. It's not, is it something that they knew about that they didn't note? Well. He's talking about, well, you don't think we gave the paperwork, we gave the court the paperwork about my doctor's, but you don't think we did that? Really? Okay. And he said the paperwork was dropped off at the court yesterday, and I'm coming home right now with the paperwork from the doctor. So he thinks I get a doctor's note, and that's what it's about. I can just blow off anything and fuck the guy who spent all that money. That's not how it works, you moron. John Cook, you are one of the dumbest human beings on the planet. You know why? Because ultimately this bill will come due. And you idiots think that you can dismiss this case, that you can just go in, you can rack up and make someone accrue all the expenses. This is your case, by the way. This is your case. So everything that you whine and complain and moan about, you caused this. You brought a garbage dumpster fire of a case. And when it starts going bad for you, when y'all are going to put Lynette on the stand, what do? You don't replace the lawyer. What they could have done is, like, if they were having a problem with Stark, they could have asked for time to get a new lawyer because he was ill or anything. But they don't go that route. They just poof. Right when they're going to depose her, they know things have gone sideways. And they're like, oh, can't go this route. Can't have it happen that way. So, whoopsie. So dumb. So dumb here. Good job, John. Good job, John. Very good. Nice admission there. Yes, plus not a party. Yes, that's right. He's not a party to this. He's not her husband. There's no reason whatsoever. If he's known about this for 2 months, why couldn't he get a different ride? They had 10 days. If he needs a ride, they had 10 days to either inform the court or get an alternate mode of transportation. Something. It's not the little, they usually use the little kid for all of this. So the little kid can't be left alone or whatever. But that doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's wild they did that. Thank you for sending that, by the way. It's something else. Double Karma, thanks for the 5. Georgie has told me I'm in big trouble for my earlier jet. She's gonna bring out her anti-comment stick. That's funny. Valerie, what's up, Valerie? Savor. I'm glad that you actually noted on that too. Could John have requested an appointment after 9/21? The thing is, they could have. First of all, I think it's a good note here that they don't. 1 second, let me check. What is this? Oh yeah, okay. I got a receipt for something. I was making sure it wasn't fraudulent or something. But they could have informed the court that this was going on at any time. But again, I would bet you money what happened here is whoever is telling them to do this stuff, they told them to wait till the very last moment. Why? Because if they did that, then the judge would have no way of answering this, because the judge would not have allowed them to go this route. They forced this issue. This is something, like I said, that we have seen BBB do repeatedly, stuff like that. And they caused the other side to accrue expenses. And it's going to be real interesting to see. Again, they're going to be in for a shock with how bankruptcy works. There's a lot they don't understand about bankruptcy, and it's going to be real fun. Remember, actually, we'll save that comment for when everything gets going. I don't want to give them too much help on that. I want the bankruptcy to go forward, by the way. I absolutely want it to go forward. So just to make that clear, I really want to see that play, because they are so wrong about so many things. But anyway, all right, we are ended here tonight. Tomorrow we will be on the Megalodon's Foe show. But today we are at the end. And I appreciate you folks. It has been a fun one and a crazy one. Tomorrow will probably be crazy too. See you folks.